roll commercials. Should we mute us? Should we mute us if we go live? I am muted right now? Okay. So we want to go live. We want to go live. Go live. Yeah.
guarded by Neely. Oh, nifty break by Jeff Graham finds Malachek. Oh, what a deep from Dan Cantor! Sticks his whole body in front of the Brand
Hello and welcome to Eagles Nest Stadium here in New Jersey. This is MLU Live here with a big playoff implication heavy game between the New York Rumble and the Washington, D.C. Currents. I'm here today with special guest Jeff Snader on color commentary. Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I guess you haven't had enough of me, huh, Nick?
I just can't get enough of you, Jeff. It's a beautiful day out here today. It's 74 degrees, partly sunny. We have a 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the west. And we are looking at what is a great conditions for this game. I don't think that wind is going to have any effect on the game. I don't think there's going to be any problem for these players making throws.
No, I wouldn't say so at all. I mean, when the games we've seen so far with the wind and we've had 30-mile-per-hour winds, and the players still look fine. So this looks like a 10-mile-an-hour breeze. I don't think they're going to have any issues.
And who does that help out today? New York, D.C. Who does these weather conditions help the most? Do you think?
See, I think that's got to favor D.C. because they love to put the disc deep. They love to be risky with it, and they're very good at it. So if they're throwing a 70-yard bomb, they're going to come down with it if it's great weather, I think. So I guess we'll see.
Well, we're going to be coming right back in just a couple of minutes with some more analysis and some interviews down in the field. But for now, we will take a break, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes with more from MLU Live. Thank you for joining us here today on MLU Live. We're back here with the New York Rumble facing the DC Current, and we have right now down on the sideline Britt with Coach Q for a little bit of an interview. Heading down to you, Britt.
Thanks, Nick. I'm here with Coach Daniel Carranza of the New York Rumble. Dan, you're playing without Ben Foss today. How do you plan to fill in for him?
There was a lot of talk in the locker room just about this being a family and us being brothers, and somebody can't make it and he's not here, everybody picks up the slack a little bit. So that's the focus today. I mean, he's going to be missed. You don't make up for him with one person, so hopefully we make up for him, with the whole team.
This is a huge game for both sides. What will your team have to do to win?
We just got to play the game that we've been playing. We stay patient on offense. When the D gets it, they just work hard, make their offense work hard. And we know the formula. We just got to execute it.
All right, thanks, Daniel. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Britt. And that's interesting to hear. I mean, you have Faust missing today, out of town, unable to play this game. What kind of effect is that going to have on this team?
I think it's a huge effect because Faust is one of the top players there, plus he's one of their big players. I think he takes a lot of pressure off of Mazur. I think he puts a lot of pressure on defenses because you have to cover him. So it's going to jump right to Mazur, right? Can Mazur make up for all that stuff? Can he still be as effective? Can he still throw the goals? And can he cash the goals? Can he be he's a 20-20 guy, right? He's got 20 goals, 20 assists. He's the man right now. So can they stop him?
Yeah, I mean, that's out there, isn't it? And so that's the key, I think, really, if we're looking at the at the New York side. And what do you think the keys are for DC out there today?
So DC, I talked with Coach Smolinski about it. He said he doesn't want to play the turnover game, right? He says if they're throwing away the disc, then New York's going to beat them because they're used to winning like that. So they can't do that. And he said their focus on Mazur was to stop him up the line. He goes up the line, he's going to beat him all day.
And here we go. We're going to get underway. DC receiving the disc. Calvin Ong gets it into the middle. Moving it across to Kalik. Kalik going to be a big factor out here today without question. Such a good handler, so quick.
Some of the best throws out there. Look at that pass.
Oh, my goodness. Just a little underneath pass there. Keegan looking upfield.
Nice grab by Wodach.
Moving the disc back across the field, using the whole width of this field. DC moving the disc very well right now. Kalik gets a little bit away from him, but Ong manages to come down with it.
It's a risky.
He looks, it's a little bit of a low throw and can't be completed. Early turn there for DC.
So now, talking with Coach Q, he said when they get the turn, they want to work the disc. He says if they can work the disc in the first half, they're going to wear out the DC Current offense, and that's what they're looking to do. So we'll see if they do that here. Are they throwing it deep, or are they going to follow the game plan?
Lucas Murphy to inbound the disc. Big throw right off the bat down the field to Anderson. Wodach chasing. Can Anderson get there? Tipped! Oh, what a D by Wodach. Beautiful play there, tracking it down by Jeff Wodach. That was not a bad throw at all, but Wodach shows why he is such a defensive powerhouse.
Well, I guess two things there. One, I guess Coach Q was lying to me, or they just decided they wanted that one. The other thing is, and not to sound too silly, but I just don't know if I'd throw it against Wodach. He is an unbelievable defender. He seems to get it every time. It's not worth it.
Kolek with the disc here. Moves it up the field to Brent Ballinger. Ballinger swings it out. Keegan looking. Finds Kolek, who always seems to be open. Across to Ong. All the way back across the field. Again, using the width of the field, moving the disc well. But getting worked back a little bit here by the New York defense.
And Keegan seems to be the guy that, if they're going to win this game, is going to have a big game. He can't have a big quarter. He has to have a big game.
Ballinger with the disc now to Ong. And Ong goes back to Kolek. There's a tough little throw out there, but Keegan able to get it. Oh, and a little miscommunication there. The disc flying deep into the end zone, but nobody from DC down there.
Wow.
It looked like Schaffner just came in when Keegan thought he was going out.
It just looks like the stuff they can't afford to do, right? You know, they have to stay focused on their completions here, and they're having miscues right now.
New York with the disc back again. Ooh, high stall count throw there. Gets it out to Wilkes. Back to Murphy.
And right now, DC is completely lost on their matchups. It looks like they finally got him back.
Yeah, gave him a second there to track him back down, but it's still, the defense looks a little bit loose at the moment.
And it kind of goes to what Coach Q was talking about, right? If they can wear him out a little bit, then maybe they can, get some easy breaks.
Anderson getting up for it. Looking for somebody in the end zone. Nobody there right now. Back to Weitzman. Weitzman with a nifty little inside out there and a great catch there.
Uh-oh.
Lays it out way too far in front of him.
That's that one. See, that's the problem, right? You make a big play like that, you go down, you get the disc, you get up, your heart's pumping, and you just need to take a breath. And I think if he took a breath there, he throws an easy backhand, but instead he fires a flick, way too much steam on it.
That's what we call conservation of greatness when I used to play, I think.
You do love that term.
So we got a timeout already called by the DC Current.
And there's the instant replay. See, it's a nice grab, right? And then just comes up and fires it so quickly. I'll tell you what, defender's not there. He still is going to struggle to make that pass. It's just a hard pass. And I think they got to go for the easier stuff right now. I'd bet $20 that's what Coach Q's saying.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be back in just a minute with more from MLU Live. Point here in the beginning of this game. 6:26 left in the first quarter. Still a 0-0 score line. What's going on out there right now? Is this a case of the nerves? Or?
It's a case of the nerves, right? It's a case of it's on the line, and you just want to do so much, and you're forcing a little bit. So I think we're going to see. We're going to see who can calm down right now. I think it's a smart timeout if they get a score. So we'll see.
Exactly. That's an easy thing to say, isn't it? It's a smart timeout until they turn it over. Hunt Alcott with the disc right now. Cole in back behind him.
See, look how they have Moldenhauer ISO'd over there. I wonder what he's going to do. Nifty break.
Moldenhauer. There's a nice play to... Todd gets it back. Tough throw there. Moldenhauer with the disc.
Look at that cut by Keegan. He can stop on a dime.
Keegan, a big throw deep. Got a man. Oh, but another great defensive play. Wow. Big defensive play there by Andrew Wilkes. And it looks like we have somebody down hurt on that play. Did you see who that was?
I thought it was Bobby Gordon. Now he's got a twin brother, so I get confused. So let's look here in the replay.
Yeah, we got Bobby Gordon going deep.
Right.
Oh, and what a defensive play there by Andrew Wilkes. Gets to the disc first, then a little bit of contact with the man, which is, of course, well within the confines of the rules.
You know, it was a great D. I think he landed hard, on his knees there. Like he just landed kind of flat-footed or something, and it looks like it jarred him for a second. I'm hoping he'll be okay. But this is going back, Nick. This is what I talked with, the coach about not doing this, not playing the turnover game. So the good news is first point, right? Bad news is you don't want to make a habit right now. So now because Bobby Gordon was hurt too here, New York gets to make 2 subs. So that's a good thing to know, right? They get to sub in 2 players for DC's 1 player.
Yeah, big substitution there. Chance to move some offensive players into the game. Lucas Murphy with the disc now. Looking up the line.
It's a nice up line cut.
They're going to move it back across the field. Anderson with the disc in the middle. Dumps to Murphy. Back to Anderson. Little give and go there.
Lucas Murphy is an incredible handler. I mean, look at him. Wow, what an attempt.
Comes out of nowhere on that attempt. Anderson with the disc. New York moving it pretty well now down the sideline after that close call. Big, dangerous swing across. And yes, it's too high. With Kolek coming in and showing that he can play both sides of the disc. Nice defensive play there.
That was nice. You saw Kolek just put up his hands, telling everybody to calm down, take their time, take a deep breath. Now this is where I'm looking for Kolek and Moldenauer. Moldenauer is the leader there. He's got to calm down.
Kolek goes up the line. Doy with the disc. Ooh,
wow.
Tough throw across the middle, but Todd's there to pick it up. Todd looking at Kolek. Nice. Moves it over. Kolek just so difficult to cover, so quick. Moldenauer with a great cut. Nice little throw by Kolek. Oh, my goodness. Doy just found that disc a little bit too much to handle, that inside-out backhand by Moldenauer.
Yeah, I mean, I said right when he threw it because you knew that wasn't what he was trying to do. He was trying to put it out to space, and it came out a bit too early and was right at his knees.
My goodness, another timeout here with New York calling timeout and walking off this field, and we are still tied up 0-0. 4:23 left in the first quarter. Have we seen anything like this year?
I mean, we've seen a couple, times where, teams really got tied up with each other. The interesting thing is that, have we seen, what D? We saw Wodach's D, and we've seen a couple attempts, but this has been mistakes. They're making their own mistakes here. So I would say it's a pretty big point, right? You don't want to come out of this thing and say, we did all this battle, and we didn't get anything out of it. Right, you want to say all this battle was worth it because we got 1 point, right? We got the point. We won it. So I think this is big. And, of course, who's going to pick up the disc except Chris Mazer?
Chris Mazer walking over to pick up the disc. Yeah, I mean, it certainly is one of those moments in the game where, it's a huge moral victory to get this point. Sure, it's just 1 point, but it's the first point and it ends a epic battle.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is it seems like both teams said they didn't want to play the turnover game, and it's dangerous to say that, right? Because now you're afraid of turning it over instead of focused on scoring, and that's what it kind of looks like. They've been tentative instead of just letting it fly where they know they can put it out there. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm going to bet again this isn't a one throw deep. I'm going to bet they're going to want to work it.
So Mazer with the disc as we're getting started. Got a nice throw underneath to Gillies. And now Gillies looking with a man. Can he track it down? Oh, my goodness. Oh, it seems to be the tale of this point.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he overthrows him there, but he puts that flat. Jake Herman, who I've coached for years, and is a great cutter, but he has Brian Marshall on his back. So if that thing was flat and floaty, he's still going to have a bunch of problems.
DC with the disc back again. Wodach looking. Moves it back across the field. Little underneath throw there to Kuzmowicz. Kuzmowicz back to Wodach in the middle. This is the kind of movement that DC's been looking for. But we've seen them have this a couple of times this point, only to falter at the end.
Right, it's interesting, right? Can they just keep doing this? They have such powerful cutters.
Corey Lee gets it out to
Nice choice. That was a nice choice by Brian Marshall.
Oh, got a little foul there.
You saw he had the deep cutter, but it poached off on him, so he hit the underneath guy who was wide open. It was a very smart play.
Neely now with the disc. Big hammer across. Can Wodach get there? What a catch by Brian Wodach!
I mean, they refused to be pretty about it, but they scored, so that was impressive. And that's Wodach, and he's going to make plays for you.
And there we go. First point of the game, 1-0. The DC Current up over the New York Rumble with 3:04 left to go in the quarter. Who would have thought these two high-powered offenses battling each other for that first point?
I mean, here you're looking at the hammer right here. You saw Neely looking at it the whole way, and if he throws a better hammer, he's wide open. But Wodach does what Wodach does, which is bail you out.
Yeah, that guy has amazing hands. You can always count on him to track that down.
I know we made a big deal about the point, and I think in terms of legs, like we wore a lot of both teams wore out their players a bit there, but it's just 1 point. So let's see now if DC can put some pressure on him, or is Mazur just going to lead him right back down, and now it's scored 1-1. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder if that lets a little bit of the tension out of this game, and we see things pick up. It's a big pull by Calvin Ong, putting it all the way down to the New York end zone. Mazur with the disc. Gets it up to Terry. We got a big deep throw early. That's just the type of thing that they were worried about, and sure enough, DC coming up with a D.
I've said a lot. They just keep, that was not the throw at the time. You saw it downfield that the cutter wasn't expecting it. Now let's see if DC can take advantage of this.
Bobby Gordon gets it across.
It's a nice break by Del Rico.
Throw up to David Boyan. Works it around to Ong, but no, just a little bit too far ahead of him. And the mistakes continue to haunt both teams. He's got a couple men open deep, but decides to holster it, probably wisely. Mazur with the disc. Moves it across to Bosco, and
big block.
Big block there. Bobby Gordon on the block.
Now, I'll tell you what I think's happening a bit, Nick, with New York, is that I talked with Heyman earlier. He says he has a cyst in his knee, and it can't get injured worse, but it's very painful. And if you look at him cutting, he looks like he's hurting, and he's a big part of their offense.
New York with the disc again in a good location. Got to get it off that sideline, though, and just isn't able to accomplish it. Throws it out into the middle of nowhere, and predictably, no one is waiting to catch it. Ryan Todd to pick up the disc for DC.
I mean, just good defense, making New York look really bad. And, talk about missing Faust. It certainly shows right now where they haven't scored a point, in the entire first quarter, and there's only 1:15 left.
And there's Johnson to Ong for point number 2 for DC. DC taking the early lead, up 2-0.
Yeah, nice job by Ong. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to look, right? You're supposed to score an easy goal here somewhere, so nice job. I think we're going to hit a replay of that as we look at Ong. So he gets up to Bobby Gordon. Over to Del Rico Johnson, who isn't, we haven't talked about throws, but, that's a great throw is a throw that goes off quickly, right? So he catches it, turns, throws it, and the defender doesn't have time to really figure it out, and made it look easy.
That's exactly the kind of points you want to be scoring if you're DC. Easy to open men.
Now, for some of you out there, I know that you're not seeing a scoreboard right now. We were told by our text that we are having difficulties there, and hopefully we get that up soon. So we'll keep you posted. I'm sure you'll see it when we see it.
New York gathering in the pull, recentering it to Mazur, who everything seems to flow through.
Yeah, he's got to keep it moving.
Back around to Mazur.
A
little back and forth between.
Now look, Robbie Gillies is wide open, calling for the disc. Good job.
Mazur getting every other now. Finds Anderson. Gillies with the disc. And this is where as New York, you want to show some of that patience that they were talking about
Oh,
earlier.
he puts it to Mazur, who wants it.
And what a throw that was to Mazur. Beautiful, beautiful hammer by Joe Smash Anderson.
See, here's what I love about it, right? People, for the casual fan that watches, tracking a disc and getting that is so difficult because it's up in the air, you're looking way over your shoulder, and Mazur just takes a path that made it impossible for Dan Cantor to get the D. And you look at it right here. Robbie Gillis is going to get it to Joe Anderson. Mazur's calling for it the whole time off screen, throws it up to him. This throw could have been D'd, but he just totally blocks it off, and Cantor can't get the line there. So nice job by Mazur.
Yeah, and Cantor, no joke as a defender. That's a guy that comes up with a lot of big Ds.
I mean, wait till you see plays of the week. I mean, he has a D that you'll see you might never see. I mean, it's just he's such a good defender, and he's so aggressive. So that was really nice job.
So 2-1 now. DC leading New York with 28 seconds left in the first quarter.
So 28 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time, but you have to play real D or, the other team's just going to come down and score in no time. So they got to play real D here.
Kolek with the disc.
Wow, Kolek's
Out
off.
here to Alcott. Kolek off and running. Can he get there? Manages to track it down with a foot inbounds.
Wow, he made that look so easy.
Oh, throws a
Look at
beautiful
that
little
throw.
around throw there. Just gorgeous finding
I'll tell you what,
Markham Schaffner in the end zone.
Oh yeah, Markham Schaffner, who has some of my favorite throws right now for the DC team. But you look at Alan Kolek throw that throw. He makes it look so easy, and he has a defender right in front of him trying to stop that throw, and he without hesitation, and it didn't even look like it was difficult. I mean, go outside and try and do that.
And so it worked a few seconds off the clock, but we still have 13 seconds remaining. Score is 3-1, DC leading the New York Rumble. And as Jeff said earlier, we are working on that scoreboard issue and hope to have that up shortly.
And, going back, Nick, to what we just talked about, right? There were 28 seconds left. They didn't play good enough defense. Now there's 13 seconds left, right? So it's the same thing back to DC. They don't play good enough defense, and New York's going to march down. You got to play real defense. 13 seconds in this game is a long time.
New York with the disc. 6 seconds left. Gonna have to look downfield here. 2 seconds, and he's gonna put a Blady throw. Nobody can get on the end of that one. That was a tough looking throw choice that he made there.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't know why he threw it. If maybe the markers there were making him throw it around. But at the end of the quarter, you want a flat throw that somebody can go out there and read and go get, and it just didn't seem like the right choice.
Well, there we have it. That's the end of the first quarter. We have a 3-1 lead for DC over the New York Rumble, and we'll be right back after a quick break with more on MLU Live. And we're back here at the Eagles Nest Stadium in New Jersey, where the DC Current are leading the New York Rumble 3-1. Getting ready here for the second quarter of action. So, Jeff, what did you see in that first quarter?
What I saw from New York was that they're missing Faust, as we said, as we knew, as Coach Q had said too, that they need to make up for him with everybody, and that Heyman's hurt. I mean, he's such a great player, and when he is firing on all cylinders and doesn't have pain in his knee, I don't think you can stop him. But I don't even know if we've seen him with a disc that many times, if at all. And from DC, we've seen what Coach Smolinski said, which is they don't want to play the turnover game, but they're playing it. Just now they're winning that battle. So we'll see what they do. But they looked really nice when they were working it down, right? It looked good. So, and then they did something risky. So we'll see.
Yeah, it seemed like that 70% rule that you sometimes see, where you get 70% of the way down the field, working the disc, being calm, and then that last 30% just gets in your head.
Yeah. I mean, we're really going to find out. I think seeing what I've seen from Mazur this season, as great a player as he's been, I think he understands now that he has to do more work. So we're really going to find out.
Big pull out of bounds there. Mazur's bringing it back in. Getting set up in the middle of the field here.
So since the disc went out of bounds, they get what's called a brick, so he gets to line up in the middle of the field at the 30. This swings over to Nalade, right?
Yep, little quick movements of the disc here by New York to start. Mazur looking downfield. Gets it all the way across the field to McBride.
Just look at the pressure DC is putting on the dumps. I mean, it is really tough right there. Webster McBride's bailout there was a lefty backhand, and he's not a lefty.
There's Heyman with the disc.
Nice
throw. Little throw over the top. Got a man deep. It's Webster McBride making it look easy as he walks it in.
New York really needed that, right? I mean, they broke down. They had a few instances there where they have no dump. They got a couple risky throws off, and then he gets that throw out there and he gets Webster with an easy pass. So really nice job. I think we'll take a look at it again. And Webster McBride doesn't really go deep for them very much. Yeah, so Heyman looks, so that's nice, right? Because he gets it out, and is that Hunt Alcott? Who, again, not one of their big throwers, but he's wide open. He gets to make an easy pass to Webster McBride. That's what they needed.
Yeah,
nice job.
Neely just couldn't get quite up, floated a little bit on him, and couldn't make the defensive play there.
Yeah, it's a shame. If Neely bodied up with McBride, I think he has a good chance to knock it. But to McBride's credit, he led him to try to take that disc out of the air a little too early.
All right, we're setting up here for another New York pull. Score right now is 3-2. The DC Current still leading New York with 9:18 left in this second quarter.
That's a nice pull. Is that by Lucas Murphy? Man, that is a hefty pull for this day.
Definitely got it deep. DC not wasting any time, getting the disc moving up the field. Doy with a nice catch there. Looks to swing it across. A little bit risky, but able to track it down.
Nice job by Moldenauer to just attack that and have it be completely uncontested.
Oh! Big throw down from Keegan Fazno. Oh, and he has a man in the end zone. Brent Bellinger. Great throw down the sideline. Just a nice flat flick out ahead of his guy where no one but he could catch it.
Now, in one of my favorite players who I've always wanted to coach, which was Rob Dulabon, really makes a nice catch on that layout. Because the defender had a chance, but he attacked it and got it. And then once he got the disc, it was an easy throw to Bellinger, and now they get a score. So nice job. Nice job on attacking the disc.
And that puts us at 4-2. DC Current leading the New York Rumble with 8:47 left in the quarter.
It's interesting, right? You can be zeros through what do you have? Zeros through 7 minutes, and all of a sudden the score, the points start racking up. So
you had a feeling they had to start coming eventually.
It's a big point, though, right? If DC can get a deep pull here, put the pressure on all their handlers, and force a turn, that's big. And you can see Mazur down there holding his hand up. The sun is definitely in his eyes, so we'll see what they can do.
There's the pull there from Salmi. Nice deep pull. As always, they're going to center the disc to Mazur. Mazur gets it outside to Heyman. Heyman with a big throw, and he has a man. Can he track it down? He reads it. Oh, great catch there, not quite in. Here's where you need the nerves, and a big finish there.
Now,
nice catch there.
If you look at that cut, and I hope we get a replay of that, Kuzmowicz isn't even cutting deep when Heyman throws it. You can't D that up. I mean, if the defender thinks he's coming in, and then Heyman throws it out there, and Kuzmowicz just tracks it down. And you know the nicest thing he did? He caught the disc and didn't worry about scoring, and then threw an easy score. So, I mean, you can see right there, number 25 wasn't even prepared. I think that's Matt Gordon. He didn't even know it was going up. And then Kuzmowicz takes his time and puts it right in there. Nice job. That is going to win you games.
Yeah, it's nice to see the player settling down, actually making that throw, something we did not see in that epic first point.
Yeah, I'm thrown off by this kid dancing. He has way better moves than me, Nick.
We saw a lot of these kids out in the beginning of the game, before the game started, as the players were warming up, doing a bit of a clinic with some of the New York players.
50-plus kids.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they were loving that. I got to give it to the New York Rumble. I've seen them do. I've watched them do 2 clinics right now, and it's like they've done it their whole lives. They're fantastic. So I'm no surprise the kids love them.
DC back to work. Moving the disc around in the back with the handlers.
That doesn't look like New York's playing defense at all right now.
Hanging back off of him for sure. Maybe just trying to hang back and stop that pull play.
Maybe.
Moves it across to Ong. Ong back to the middle to McComb. McComb finds Keegan. Back to Keegan again. And that's really who you want to... It's a name, if you're a DC fan, that you want to hear a lot this game.
Oh. Yeah, he tried to get tricky with it, right? He tried to get tricky and put something over the top, and the defender turned around and saw it before his cutter did. Now let's see if New York can convert here and make them pay for it. There's Jesse Brawner. Oh, they did the same thing back. Can Murphy get it? No.
Oh, big defensive play there by Ong. Ong looks up.
Did he throw it too far?
Tom Doy cannot track it down. Oh, big mental mistake there. Had a chance to really pounce on the New York team after that turnover, getting that big D that macked all the way back to his own 10 yards out from their own end zone, but just could not keep the mental game together enough to make that throw.
And I hate that choice of throw. It was so difficult. He really could have made it a whole lot easier. Nice cut by Anderson.
Anderson been a big player so far this game for New York, making a lot of cuts, said his name a lot. Working the disc all the way across, back to Anderson again.
Nobody's near him.
Nobody near him at all.
And if you saw no one's near him and he didn't try and do anything, he just waited till his defender caught off and put off an easy pass. Nice job.
Kevin Terry gets it back to Lucas Murphy. Back to Terry. Looking upfield, nothing there. Back to Murphy, taking that patient game. All the way across to Terry again. Terry looking downfield, finds Anderson. The DC defense is starting to look a little bit tired on this point.
They are. I mean,
and interestingly enough, New York is going to give them a break by calling a timeout here.
I love the timeout call. So important to understand MOU rules, right? You can call a timeout and you can sub your entire line and you reset the stall count. That's a big thing.
Of injuries, it's up to the referees. They have the discretion to stop the play, and so anything serious, they'll often stop the play just to get the player some medical attention immediately. And
I mean, that's the right call.
The right call. So DC with the disc again, putting it across the field. Todd goes up the field to Cranston.
Oh, big throw by Neely. Tom Doy and Dan Cantor down there. They made the choice. So nice job.
Good communication there by Doy and Cranston. That can get complicated. 2 guys making the same cut for the same disc. So DC able to capitalize on a turnover and, on an unfortunate injury there also to Mazur. And we see the DC Current going up 5-3.
You see that replay. I mean, they are wide open. I mean, that's, you know what I think that is? I think it's being deflated that your best player, you saw him right there on the sideline being walked off. That does not bode well. I mean, you got Faust isn't here, Heyman's banged up, and now Mazur's down, and he's got 2 players walking to the bench. That does not bode well. And now, who steps up, right? Who do you get?
That's a good question. Who does step up in this situation? I feel like you got to ask more of Heyman at this point, don't you?
I don't think you have a choice if you want to get in the playoffs. I mean, this is it's tough, right? They win this game. New York wins this game, and they clinch. And they get to take a couple weeks off and heal up. They don't win, and, now they have a whole bunch of more things they got to do to secure it. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Q thinks is the most important thing to do. And they're going deep.
They're deep already. Oh, my goodness. What a catch by Robbie Gillies.
Well, I got to say this. If I was going to pick one guy to go deep to make the game okay, I'd pick Robbie Gillis. Look at him. He's huge. He's a monster out there. So I like that choice.
Big, strong, fast, great in the air, great hands. And that's exactly the kind of play this New York team needed as a pick-me-up after a tough injury, tough point. Seeing the replay here. Great, confident throw. Hangs it up. Just trust Gillies to come down with it.
And you'll see Chip Cobb was tracking him there. Chip's specialty is the deep D. He is wildly fast. And he baits those throws. And he did just there, but he missed it by a few inches. And credit to Robbie, too. Didn't get distracted and just came down with it. Now, can we get some word on Chris Mazur? You think we can send somebody down? I mean, I think everybody wants to know if he's okay, which doesn't look like it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get somebody down there. Hopefully we can get some word up by halftime.
You see that ice on his ankle? So it's not. Well, I'll tell you one thing I'm really glad about. It's not his knee.
Yeah, exactly.
And they get
there.
a huge D. What a big play. What a big play. And now Ross picks it up, who's got very dependable throws, as well as Lucas Murphy. And I was saying earlier, if you watch Lucas throw, for all you kids out there that are watching, I mean, he's a guy to model yourself after because he makes everything look so easy.
Getting high in the stall count here. Switches to a little lefty backhand there.
I think this comes down to what Coach Q said. They want to take their time.
Oh, and there it is. That is a big point there. Number 19, Ari Weitzman.
Fired up.
Making the catch, fired up, getting his team fired up. That is exactly what the New York team needed right now. Ties the game up 5-5 with 4:27 left here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Coach Q and Coach Nunez. Both those guys are doing a fantastic job. I love that Ari Weitzman's fired up and Coach Q walks out and looks like he's focused on the next point. It's just great leadership. So we'll see. Now, also talking about two guys I respect a whole bunch. One for sure is Kevin Moldenauer, and he's been a leader the whole time. And Coach Smolinski, I think Moldenauer's, he's going to want to lead him down. I mean, we see he's going to want to put this to bed, right? Ari Weitzman fires him up. He's going to want to fire his own team up, and we'll see what happens.
And I think that's some of the energy we were expecting out here from these two teams. I mean, they're both known to be high energy, highly competitive teams. And this is where it happens, 5-5.
Collick's going to get the disc right away, so we'll see what the play they run.
Gets it out to Ong. Ong looking up the field, finds Wodach. Moving the disc pretty easily here at the moment. But we've seen that New York D tighten down in the final third. There's Moldenhauer. Back to Ong.
Uh-oh.
Tough throw across
I thought he
there.
threw that past him.
Oh! Dangerous play there.
He's got to throw it. It's a big high throw against the worst guy to have with Wodach. Yeah, it's just the worst guy to have on you. I mean, he can track that disc as good as anyone.
That's got to be one of those throws where you look up, your eyes get wide, you see your guy open, you release it, and then you go, Wodach.
It's just pretty much every time he's going to get the D. If you catch it against him, savor that moment. It's not going to happen again.
Kohler gets it out to Ong, and he's got a guy deep.
He's got
number 21, Dulabon, tracking it down wide open in the end zone. That was a great cut there from Dulabon.
Who threw that? That throw was perfect. That was an incredible throw. I mean, whoever threw that flick out there, that just went right in Dulaban's lap. I mean, he didn't have to do anything. That was
I
incredible.
believe that was Calvin Ong on the throw.
Was it
Big
Ong?
flick from Ong.
Have we seen? I mean, you've covered a couple of their games. Has he been throwing the big flicks?
You know, I haven't seen him put up anything that big. He's a very reliable handler, but this was Dulaban was just too open. You
Look
can't
at that.
resist it.
You know what though? Those throws that are that open when someone's too deep is a problem, right? Like usually what happens is he's deep and then you don't know where to put it and then it hangs up too long. I mean, that was perfect. So nice job. So this is big. Right now they're up 6-5. 3 minutes left. They got a big D line out there. Looks like we have Brian Marshall, who Coach talked about before the game, saying that he expected him to have a big game. We saw him in practice doing some really incredible stuff with his body, throwing it all over the place. So now what can he do? Is he the guy who's going to get a D for this point?
So New York with the disc, looking to get back even here.
So it looks like they replaced Mazer with Webster McBride. So
McBride, a good player, big player.
I'm interested to see, how they account for Mazer not being there. I mean, Webster McBride's a good player, but he's no Mazer. No one is.
Disc swung out now to Terry. Terry moving it back across. Looking for the disc back on the dump, and he gets it. Gillies up
Gillies,
the field.
their guy.
Gillies looks like he wants to be the man to step up now. He's cutting. He's all over the field.
Yeah, it's funny, right as you said that.
Dangerous throw there across the middle.
Yeah, I mean, right as you said that, Kevin Terry went to get in the disc and he wasn't there. So that's the guy, Heyman. He's got to pull this together.
Makes a big throw across the field to McBride. McBride looking. New York content to be a bit patient here.
Which is good, but I worry about your 70-30 rule, right? Oh, boy,
there's
is
the
he going to
throw
have
going
enough
deep
room?
to the corner. He's got the room,
Wow.
and yes, he does.
Yeah, I just love that pass. What a pass. I mean, again, making things that are so hard look so easy. Throws in the back corner, and it comes down before the defender even has a chance. Nice shot.
Nice shot and a great catch there by Aragan. A nice cut. Set that up really well. Got himself some separation. Made himself a target.
Awesome. I mean, and again, bravo. This is all without Mazer. Look at that throw. He's fallen over. He's on his butt by the time he releases it. It looks like he maybe got bumped a little bit. Nice job. What a job. What a throw. That was big. Now they need a D, right? I think if you lose Mazer, so you're a man down, you got to go and get a D. You got to pump your team up right now because late in the game, first of all, you're down one player, so that's a problem. And two, you're down your best handler, and the only guy who scored more than 20 goals and 20 assists. So that's the wrong guy to lose.
We've seen a lot of long points out here tonight. A lot of hard cutting, a lot of hard running. It's going to come down to legs here in the second half. It's nice to go into that halftime with a lead. Moldenhauer to Kolick. Kolick overthrows Ong, and there's your D that you were talking about.
Now, can they run their game plan? I don't know what it is here, but from what Coach Q said, they want to be calm. So can they be calm? Wow, Stoddard really risked it there, but it works out. Look at that cut by 19. Nice job, and Moldenhauer almost got it.
Great cut there across the field. Back to Murphy. Oh, and Murphy can't hang on to it. Now he's got to get back and play defense. Kolick picks the disc up.
That's a
It's
shame.
in the middle to Ong.
That was the turnover they couldn't afford to have, right? And that was just, they almost gave it to him. So
There's a big throw deep.
Bellinger's chasing it.
Just too much there for Bellinger to be able to track it down.
You saw Keegan. I mean, Keegan does what so few throwers could do, right? He decides he's going to throw it, and it's out of his hand in a quarter of a second. I mean, I remember back when I was never a good thrower. I'm sure you can relate with me on this. He could barely. I could take me 2 seconds to throw it. He throws it in a quarter of a second. So when he sees something, he can get out there so quickly, just a little too far.
A little too much weight on that one. Murphy with the disc now. Oh,
Keegan takes a spill, but right back up.
Keegan looked like he had a line on that disc and just got his feet caught under him. Nice break throw across the middle.
Now, Stoddard again, I coached him a couple. Wow, nice setup D. I was just about to compliment Stoddard, but I'm not going to say it now.
Tom Doy set that up, and then he gets the bookends, gets it back on the other end.
Wow, what a great D by Tom Doy. That is exactly what they needed.
You know, that D didn't look like much, did it? But it's the intelligence of that defense that makes it so impressive. Saw where the play was going, saw where the throw had to be, set him up, and here he is.
Yeah, look at it right there. Like, you know, you have who is that on New York? I can't tell right there, but they have to go down to their knee to try and catch a low throw, and Doy gets to run right through. I was Andrew Wilkes, and I think Andrew Wilkes was pointing to himself right there. He knew it was his fault. He needs to go to the disc and go get it, right? Instead, he let Tom Doy run right by him.
Exactly. You cannot be caught flat-footed with these defenders out here. You have to go to the disc, and you have to go hard.
There's some buzz building in this game. I mean, it's 7-6. There's 25 seconds left, and you're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel that these teams want to make the playoffs. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens when you're in the playoffs, and then being out of the playoffs isn't fun at all, right?
Exactly.
So you can tell they want to win it. So I'm feeling the buzz.
So there's the pull with New York receiving. They're going to get the disc out to the middle. That's Kevin Terry.
So it looks like they're going to platoon, their handler set. It's not Webster this time. Now it's Kevin Terry out there being the main guy, and wow, that was close.
Risky little throw there from Halliday.
He's got Gillies, but he's got 9 seconds left.
5 seconds left on the clock. They got to look for a strike in the end zone. There's
dangerous.
That Brady throw again. He's got him.
He's got him. Are you kidding me? What a throw! Wow. See, that's the trap, right? The trap is to break down your defense when it's late in the quarter, and that's huge. Now it's tied up going into half. That's a nice win for them right there. And you can hear this crowd, there's a lot of people here. They are pumped up.
Got a good crowd here tonight. Very excited to see New York able to get that goal going into half. Look at
that
throw.
It just he puts it. I mean, that's where Kuzmowicz was standing. He just threw it up. It goes up and down right where he was. That is impressive.
That's the thing. If you want to get the disc there quickly, particularly to a receiver that's not moving, you got to put an edge on it, right?
I mean, so I think when the young players start wanting to see how to throw, they always want to try certain things, and they don't understand that that type of throw is something these guys throw 100 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times to try to get that accuracy. You saw Mazur getting caught up there too. It's just tough.
Sad to see Mazur walking off the field like that, and hopefully it's not too serious. Well, 7-7 at halftime. That was an exciting first half here, and we'll be back after this short break with some more analysis here on MLU Live. what's it to say? 7-7. Tie game after a tough ball first half. And just tell me what you think. Is the comeback from losing Mazur? They handled the spots. It looked like they were doing a nice job. But in the long run, how is that going to affect them for the rest of the
It's tough. To give analysis, I never want to say anybody's out of the mix. And they're not out of the mix. But I think if somebody's going to have to step up. Heyman's hurt. Kevin Terry looked pretty good right there. Kuzmowicz made a big play. I mean, they just need to continue to do that. And I think that if DC decides that they're going to do the game plan that Coach told me about, I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to struggle New York's going to struggle to win this game. So we'll see. I think DC's in charge, and it's up to them to take control of this game.
So the report we're getting now from the locker room is that Mazur has a high ankle sprain. Looked like a pretty painful one from the look of the thing. He's icing it down right now, but highly questionable in terms of coming back today. And I think, they really have to look forward with him, right? So you want him for the playoffs if you happen to win today and make it. And even if not, you need him for that next game against Philly, against DC.
I mean, I can tell you right now what Mazur would say if you walked in the locker room and said, "Are you okay to play?" He'd say yes. Right? I mean, Mazur could have a knife sticking out of his thigh, and he'd tell you he was just fine. So, I mean, he's I just wouldn't play him. There's not a chance, right? Because, I mean, you win this game, and yes, you clinch, but if you win this game at the expense of hurting Mazur, what is the point? I mean, he's already hurt, right? So I think you try to win this game without Mazur. You rest him up, you take care of him, and you know that, you know that you do what you can here and see what you can pull off, and maybe they can pull it off, maybe they can do it, but I wouldn't risk it.
So we've seen some, I think some pretty solid play after the first point or two settling down from the DC side. But what do they need to do in this second half if they want to finish this game off and win?
They need to follow the game plan. They said, right? They said they're going to play small ball. They said they're going to, take their time and they're going to work the disc. And they've had too many turnovers. They said, Coach said, if we play the turnover game, New York's going to win. So right now they're playing a turnover game. Remember that first point, right? Really rough. So I think the two things we want to see is them calm down at the last, in the red zone, we'll call it, right? The last 20, 30 yards. And I think we want to see Keegan be a big player. We talked about it. We want to see 4 quarters from him. So, and we'll find out.
We will find out. Well, we're going to take a second here and step away from this game and look at some of the action from last week. We have our plays of the week coming up, and of course, these plays of the week are an important part of our league. I'll let you walk us through it.
Right. So we got the defensive play of the week. You're not going to see this again this season because it's that hard to do. You look at Dan Cantor. He's known as a shutdown defender, and he blocks one of the best throws, if not the best thrower in the league, Brandon Malachek, with a hand block. Go ahead and try it. It's so hard to do because if he lunges too early, Malachek's not going to throw it. He's just going to holster that. He's going to throw a backhand right around him. But you see, he waits till he has the perfect opportunity, lunges out, and hand blocks it. Unbelievable play. Again, try it.
Frightening.
Yeah, I mean, it takes almost an insane person to want to do that. It doesn't feel good. We've all tried it. Now you have Boston again. I feel like the greatest is becoming the commonest here. I mean, we've joked around and tried that stuff. I couldn't do that. I can't do any of that stuff. I've tried 1,000 times, right? He just jumps casually out with 2 defenders on, throws it over his shoulder, and there it is. It's a goal.
You look at this Boston team after probably pulling off one of the greatest plays that you can pull off in Ultimate, and they're just like, yeah, that's what we do. We do that.
They're not even right. They're not even excited. Look at it. Look, Josh Marquette jumps out. Is that Brian Zitt he throws it to?
Yeah, jumps from inbounds, catches it out of bounds, and then just tosses it casually back to Brian Zitt.
I wish it jumped back out. I think Peter Pryle's standing there, and he's okay with that. And then Friction Gloves, who, if you haven't gone to the MLU store and gotten them yet, they are our fastest selling items. Steve Gussin, big throw deep. Look at him go up and grab it. He makes this look so easy. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's got 2 guys, one in front, one behind. He throws it right, I don't know actually who threw. I think it was Chris Hancock. Throws it it right in his back pocket, goes up, gets it. A great play. And as you can see, he's wearing those friction gloves.
There you go.
Look at it. Unbelievable.
Just
Unbelievable.
concentration on that catch to track that down in between two defenders, sandwiched, as it were.
I mean, and Reed Koss is no joke. I mean, that guy can get a D on anybody. So that very impressive.
So, big plays this week. Of course, our offensive and defensive plays. The offensive play of the week, you receive a nice pair of Waveborn sunglasses for that. Which are fantastic. Also available, I believe, at the MLU shop.
They are. I have mine sitting right next to me. They are fantastic. And you know what? You have to see them do the test where they say they're just indestructible. They are indestructible. You can. I mean, I ruin sunglasses as easy as anybody, or as often as anybody. But I have not ruined. I don't have a scratch on them yet. So they are impressive.
I've seen you physically drop those sunglasses 4 or 5 times, and the fact that there's no scratches on them.
Right.
And I know I'm only seeing a fraction of what you're doing to those
You're seeing a small portion of all the damage I do to them.
Well, just for everybody out there watching the game today, we have a special offer going on for gear during the game. You can head over to the MLU shop at shop.mlultimate.com and use this game day only code of NYDC20 for a 20% discount all day today. We'll leave it on for a while after the game. You can get over there for the rest of the day and find some great stuff.
And what I would suggest is you can go there and you can pick up 3 discs, which you already get a discount on that, and then you get a nice, a really nice discount on that stuff. So that works out well. Plus, if I had to give my personal preferences, I think a mistake. So for all of you out there who don't know, Nick Darling was one of the top defenders in his time in 2004. And in Tournament Ultimate, your feet pay such a price. So we have the MLU socks there that we call them blister proof, and they practically are. And the players, I can't say how many players have, emailed me or told me how much they love them. You can see them wearing them right there. They just protect your foot, and they're wool socks. It sounds crazy. They're wool socks, but they stop you from getting blisters. You can run a whole tournament and your feet will be fine. So if you had to pick up one item, that's what I would pick up.
I wear them to sit on the couch. They're fantastic. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break here and then come back for the second half. Please stick with us here at MLU Live. DC Current. It's currently 7-7, a tie game going into the second half. And, great action here tonight on MLU Live. We also have some great action next week. We're going to see Philadelphia at Boston on MLU Live. It's going to be a big game. Depending on the result here, if DC manages to pull this out, Philadelphia actually still in the playoff hunt despite their recent woes.
Amazing.
If they can take down the juggernaut that is the Boston Whitecaps. Then we'll also have Vancouver at Portland, and and last of all, we'll have Seattle at San Francisco, which we'll also be doing live. That's a big game. We know both those teams are going to be in the playoffs. We know they're both vying for that first place spot in the Western Conference. huge game out there.
Don't think they don't care about that either. Like, I think a lot of people would say, well, you know, maybe they'll go vanilla. I know the attitude that those Seattle and San Francisco guys have. They want to, you know, let the other guy know that they're going to win. Plus, remember, Seattle had that, I don't want to call it a collapse, but they were up by a lot of goals and ended up losing that game at Kezar Stadium. I think they want to make up for that. So the game I'm most excited about watching next week.
It'll be a fantastic game, and we'll bring you that right here on MLU Live. So looking down, we're getting ready to start this second half. We have the New York in white and the DC Current in black. New York will be pulling to start the second half.
Now this is big, right? Because they're pulling to start the second half. That means they're going to receive in the fourth quarter. Can they start this off with a break? And a break is when you're playing defense and you get a turn and then you score, and that's big in Ultimate. So let's see if they can do that.
Big throw up the field, finds Keegan. He's looking downfield. Has a man, but looks back to the bump. The Wodach comes into the middle to bail him out. Back to Keegan.
Bellinger's been really good so far.
He really has. Very consistent, solid. Moving the disc through him a lot. Kolek gets it back.
Interesting that they put Anderson on Kolek because he's such a big guy. It seems like it'd be tough for him to shut down Kolek.
Anderson is known as one of the better defenders on that
team. He's wide open.
Keegan's got Wodach. Oh, and finds him easily. There's that quick trigger finger you were talking about from Keegan.
I wonder if the ref called the foul on that. It was definitely a foul. I think he may have called a continuation on that, but incredible, right? He catches it, he throws it before most people could even think about throwing it. We'll see it here.
I think he might have already gotten rid of it before the guy hit him.
Let's see here. We're back a little far on it, but Bellinger's going to get over here, and look at that. Plants throws, spawn down. Brilliant. He's a brilliant player.
Wodach should really set that cut up all the way from back around midfield and made just a beautiful deep cut. Lost his man entirely.
Yeah, I mean, I had a tryout last year for the Spinners, and Wodach came with some other players that are here today from DC. He's just such a big boy. He is all muscle. So if he's moving around, I mean, it's going to be tough to deal with him if he's running you around.
New York receiving. Big pull there, receiving halfway into their own end zone.
They got Kevin Terry, right? He's the anchor now, so I guess we'll see.
Kevin Terry, I mean, so far so good with Kevin Terry.
Wow.
Todd almost able to get in between that. Now we have a big throw going up.
Wide open. Does he get it? He's got Delabon on him. Easy.
Easy. No
back
problem.
pocket. Puts it in his back pocket.
Kuzmowicz running it down. Delabon on his horse, just couldn't quite get there.
I mean, so number one guy you don't want on you is Jeff Wodach. Number two is Rob Dulabon. He usually closes on everything and gets it. Somehow that disc trails away from him. I mean, I'm going to call that the ultimate gods helping out Kuzmowicz right there. That was well done.
Well done indeed. So that brings us to 8-8, and back and forth battle here. Energetic crowd here cheering on the New York Rumble tonight. A lot of kids in the stands, which is always good to see. A lot of future MLU players out there. Here's the pull, another deep pull. The conditions tonight are lending themselves to these bigger throws.
They got Anderson on Kolek again.
Kolek
didn't get the D last time, so I guess we'll see.
To Ong. Back to Kolek.
Now I like Jonathan Cox on Keegan out there. That's a fun matchup.
Oh, and he has a bit of a bid at it right there, doesn't he?
He does, but I mean he wasn't close. Keegan's too smart.
Keegan to Doy. Doy with a sneaky little hammer over the top. Keegan looking for Ong. Can he track it down? Oh, beautiful throw laid out perfectly.
Too far. What am I talking about? Again, it hits him right in the chest. Nice job. Nice job, Keegan. I mean, this is what we want to see from him. So we're seeing it now in the third quarter. I want to see it in the fourth quarter. Nice job.
Yeah, it seems like in the beginning of that first half, Keegan's throws were getting a little out ahead of him, a little away from him. He seems to have found the weight now, found the distance.
I mean, from our angle, I thought he threw it away, and it just is right in stride.
Just
perfect.
hung up there perfectly for him. We pay some credit there to, of course, the Innova Pulsar, official disc of the MLU.
Well, of course, we got to put a plug in, right? Yeah, somebody told me the other day, they said, I tried out the new disc, and I want you to know, it floats a long time. I said, it does. You know, you really have to learn how to take advantage of that. So if you can throw that throw that Keegan just did, where it comes out quick and then, you know, holds up at the end, it'll sit there for a while. You just saw Mazur sitting on that sideline with his feet up, so I don't think he's coming back even though they wrapped him up. Or they might put him in for one, you know, a deep throw in the fourth.
It's got to be tough for Mazur. So New York moving the disc around quickly here. A little foul call there, definitely some contact.
And a good call by the ref there. Heyman moving up. Let's see if they can set something off of this.
Heyman looking downfield. Nice throw right up the gut. Finds Alcott. Alcott over to Terry. Terry still solid play by Terry right now.
He
Heyman
stepped up. I mean,
very impressed with what we're seeing from Terry.
Oh boy,
I mean, he's going big, and he definitely has a man in the back of the end zone. What a beautiful throw from Terry!
Are you kidding me?
My
Kevin Terry to Jody Avergan.
Goodness,
perfect. Are you kidding me? Have we? I mean, you know, you've been to a lot of the games, and you keep track of all these players. Kevin Terry, has he made an impression on you yet so far?
You know, I was looking over the list today, and I don't think I've said his name very often in the past, but I have a feeling it's a name I'm going to be saying a lot from here on out.
Goodness. I mean, I can't believe that throw. It was perfect.
Beautiful throw from Terry.
This is the quarter of perfect throws. I mean, they have just been perfect. Outstanding.
Yeah,
that was impressive.
I feel like everybody's starting to settle down, get their legs under them, calm down a little bit, and now we're seeing what these players can do with that piece of plastic, moving it around the field.
Now, I don't know if you guys can hear that at home, but it is loud here, and people are, you know, stomping on the bleachers and everything. We'll see. Let's see if they can get pumped up here and get a D.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't, we've talked a little bit and talked around it, but this is a huge game. New York, if they win this game in the playoffs.
Yep.
DC needs to win it to keep their hopes alive. The stakes could not possibly be higher.
And New York is tied up right now without Mazur and Faust. Who would have thought that?
Keegan with the disc out on the sideline.
Wow.
Ooh, dangerous little throw across to Ong.
Oh, dangerous for you. For Keegan, it's nothing. Nice
Moves
pass.
it up. Ballinger.
Oh, Keegan's going to be gone.
Wodach.
No.
And Keegan's hanging back around the disc a lot today. It looked like he had a cut deep. Oh, my goodness. Wodach asking a very, very difficult question of Keegan there, and Keegan just...
No, it wasn't Keegan, it was Moldenhauer.
Oh, it was Moldenhauer, you're right.
You know, if there's one knock on Wodach, he doesn't want to throw the disc, he wants to run around and catch it, and he just had to squeak it in there and couldn't do it.
New York with an opportunity here.
Oh, he's wide open, hit him, there we go.
Wide open underneath. And there's a Blady throw right to the back of the end zone, wide open!
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Now that's... So they just signed him, right? That's
Austin Raymond with the catch right there.
Okay, no, I thought that was Ignacio Ease, but no, it's Austin Raymond. Nice job. You know what he did? Nice. He got the ground. He could jump straight up and catch it. No defender could see what was going on. Nice job, Austin Raymond.
And not an easy catch to make with a big, motivated Calvin Ong headed straight at your face.
And they take the lead without Mazur.
You're not going to get over this.
I'm not going to get over it. I mean, DC's no joke. DC has been one of the top teams around for a long time. These guys are, some of the best ever to play the game. And it's amazing. I'm impressed.
Well, now we have a 10-9 lead for the home team, New York, over DC on this beautiful night here in beautiful Union City, New Jersey.
Now, I haven't been doing a good job of keeping stats. You told me to do that in the beginning of the game. But it seems like New York is spreading it around. Like, everyone's catching. I mean, Cousinwitz has caught a bunch, but it seems like, everybody on the team's catching a goal. So, nice job. Nice job spreading it around when you need to.
And DC with the disc going to work on offense. That's Schaffner with the disc.
Oh, he's got
running out of time, puts it up deep. What a beautiful...
Are you kidding me?
I just don't even know what to say about that.
Markham Schaffner. So, I watched him at the Combine running all his stuff, and I said, this guy's probably not going to make the team. He didn't seem very fast. He didn't seem any of that stuff. Then you watch him play Ultimate, and you realize that he just doesn't like to do that combine stuff. He likes to kick butt at Ultimate. I mean, look at his throw. He throws it inside out, across the field. You know, most people, when they throw this throw, would throw it a straight line down the field. He's throwing it, you know, diagonally across the field with that tilt on it. That's unbelievable. Taliban didn't have to do anything except just run. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing about that to me is that was a high stall count throw. That's where you see people make mistakes.
Right.
Normally you get in that high stall count, you get a little nervous, you try to make something that doesn't quite work. He just said, yeah, I'll wait till now to make the perfect throw downfield.
Yeah, so Schaffner's high stall count, 70-yard,
inside out
in the
flick,
lap huck. Well done. Let's see if they can convert some of that excitement into a D. I mean, New York seems like they've been on the brink of throwing it away or doing something that getting a turn here. So let's see if they can keep it together.
Moving the disc around. We just got word that Mazur is officially out for the rest of the game. Not surprising from the looks of that injury, but definitely disappointing for this New York team. Heyman with the disc over here on the sideline.
A little junked
looking
up.
downfield. Nice little touch pass in between defenders. Gillies moves it across.
Heyman really starting to look better.
Yeah, he's taking it on right now from the looks of things.
Wow.
Ooh.
Look at that little cut.
That is some
he
tough.
turns to...
Yeah, there was a lot of physical contact there coming from Jonathan Neely. I'm not surprised he finally got the call.
Yeah, I mean, Terry said something to the ref. It looks like it was a smart move. Webster might have him.
Nice there, little cut there. There's always a tough cut to defend when you have a dump. Oh, big point block from Todd. A lot of contact there, but they're giving it to him, and gonna reward him. Deep to Todd, can he get it? Oh, what a catch by Ryan Todd. Ryan Todd plays about twice the height that he actually is. Oh, and there's a beautiful way to finish it.
That's a nice finish. It's a shame. It looks like Webster McBride got fouled there, and it was a tough angle for the ref. And I love our refs here. They do a great job, and if anybody's as close to perfect, it's them. But I think they missed that call right there. And the worst part about it is that they didn't catch up, right? So now you see that's Kevin Terry, right, chasing after Ryan Todd, who's got height on, but spent too much time thinking about the call he didn't get and not getting back on D. So big play for DC.
Yeah, that's a big moment there. DC going up 11-10. We got 5:15 left here in the third quarter. I can't shake the feeling that this thing is going to go all the way down to the wire, Jeff.
Right. I wish I could say that I agree with you in some ways. I just think that DC I feel like they're in control. It looks like New York is fired up and they want to win, but it just seems like DC could control this game, so we'll see.
Big floating pull. Gives the defense plenty of time to get down there. Yeah, seeing him close down right away. That was a great pull there from Ong. New York having to start way back in their own end zone. Always a dangerous situation.
Oh, look at that cut by Kuzmowicz. Made that look easy when that wasn't.
Great throw there by Kuzmowicz as well.
Wow.
Got him in
putting
deep.
It
puts it up.
with Ong there.
Ong with a huge defensive.
Are you kidding me?
Concentration and a catch by Abergen.
It wasn't even, what was it doing? It was like flipping end over end. It looked impossible.
How did he catch that?
Was that Jody Abergen?
That was Jody Abergen.
Well, welcome, Jody Abergen. Thank you for the play of the week, right? Goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's get that back. What is that? How is that possible?
What a defensive play by Ong. Didn't catch his D, which I suppose, probably should have there. But
all right, here it is. Look. It's floating too long. You got Calvin Ong. He's a big boy, right? And he's going to contest it. Look at that thing flipping. And he has to fall on time. He gets it. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable catch. The concentration, the focus.
And you know what? What a good guy,
wow.
Abergen, too. The first thing he did was look at Calvin Ong. I think they probably had a mutual respect for the play they both made. But, New York wins this game. You're not going to forget that play. Are you kidding me?
That was amazing. Tying it up 11-11. Big play, big moment. Man, I mean, Ong closed down on that D. Like, he made up the ground, but...
Ooh, I know Schaffner's going to want to put this if he has something now with all that wide open.
Didn't have anything deep
Wow.
right there. What a leading
Look at
pass
that
up the
break
line.
to Keegan.
Keegan with the disc. Holsters it. Looked like he was going to let one go there, didn't it? Keegan across the
Ooh.
middle of the field. Always dangerous.
Now they've moved it across. What are they going to do? Now right here what they need to do is stop the break, and they didn't. See? You got to keep it on that side of the field.
Wodach. Great little break
Wow.
throw from Wodach. Finds Moldenhauer, who gets fouled.
Oh, a call of a foul.
Moldenhauer foul. Very unhappy
He's gonna
Van
put-
Lang there. Oh. Takes advantage with a nice little throw over the top.
It looks like Moldenhauer set his foot in the wrong place, though, so they're going to have to delay game.
Yep. Put his foot down in the wrong place, made the throw too early, so they're moving him back 10 yards.
So what happens there is when you get a foul, you have to move up to the spot, and you can't throw until you hear the whistle again. If you throw before the whistle, it's a delay game penalty, and that's why they moved him back.
It was just Moldenhauer trying to
That's a
take
shame
advantage
because
of-
he had it so easy.
Throws a little swing pass out. Beautiful throw there.
Not in, not in.
quite in.
It's right on the goal line. Look at that. These guys have all the throws. It's true. I mean, look at that. He plants his foot and throws. I don't even know it that well. I mean, it's a flick, but, you know, it's like this teeny little flick of the wrist gets it right into someone's lap. That was impressive. Schaffner's one heck of a thrower.
Great little throw there from Schaffner. Just had Wodach wide open in the back of the end zone.
Look at this throw. Look. He comes back, his foot hits there, and just that little thing. Again, if you want to be a great thrower, if you're saying, hey, I want to grow up and I want to be able to throw great throws, you have to practice all sorts of throws like that thousands of times because it's the touch on that is so difficult. Most people would throw it and it would become wobbly, catch the air, and it would be a turnover, but he did it perfectly. He's just an incredible thrower.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about three major types of throws, right? Flick, backhand, hammer. But in reality, these guys have 10 different flicks.
It's
They
true.
have 15 different backhands. There's just so many weapons at their disposal, these great throwers. Makes it very tough on defenders.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between the good thrower and the great thrower is the good thrower can throw a nice throw from like one position, but these great throwers can throw a flick from, you know, shoulder high to all the way down at their feet. So it's impressive.
So New York here, down 1 with 3:20 left in this third quarter. Moving the disc around in the
Oh,
back
boy.
a little bit. Oh, dangerous little throw there.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
New York just seemed to ride the edge right now.
Oh, my, oh, my Lord. There are bodies flying everywhere, and look how calm they are.
That's Matt Gordon was all over the place
That
on
was
those
a
throws.
40-yard swing pass. My Lord.
Moves the disc in the middle of the field.
Look at New York, though. They're not nervous. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, don't let them shake you up.
I mean, most teams would really have been rattled, and they're not. Look at Webster McBride. I'm just such a fan of him in this game. He's done a great job.
He really has. You know, they've had to ask a lot of him with Mazur being hurt and Faust being out, and he has really stepped up and taken care of business.
You got Ryan Todd out there on the mark right now, and he's just a fantastic player.
Patience out of New York here, just taking it a little bit easy, but they got to keep the cuts going downfield.
Ooh.
Foul called.
Ooh, it's a timeout.
Timeout called by New York.
You know, I can't blame the coach, though. It's always tough when you see the pass skip, but it's not a bad call, right? You call a timeout. Your team was stagnant. Your offense was stagnant. You didn't know you were going to get that little chip pass right there. And even though the chip pass was nice, he didn't have anybody cutting off that. So it's a good call.
Yeah, I mean, it really did just look like they were losing their legs a little bit on that too. The cuts started to slow down. There were less options downfield.
I mean, you had 3 layouts in a row. you had DC, you know. We need an airline to sponsor us next year, don't we? I mean, that's like just all these jets taking off on these. I mean, that's. I'm just impressed they were able to keep their head. I think the right call. Now, what do you think? Off the timeout, what should their play be?
12-11 here. You know, I mean, my temptation in these situations is a little bit of isolation for one of your better cutters. Get the disc out to them, and then let the play work off of that. But
Yeah.
you know, you're the coach in the room, so you tell me what are you going to look for out of New York out of this timeout?
So the disc is on the just on the 30. You got 20 yards to go. I'm looking for. I mean, if the play I would run would be center stacked up. I want a break throw right away and another break throw for a score. Right. So put my best thrower out there to pick it up. which, you know, Webster can break the mark. I want to break it. I see Heyman's out there. I want to break to Heyman. I want Heyman to throw a goal to somebody else. So we'll see what they do.
So we got McBride picking the disc up. As New York sets up their offense.
Who they have? They have Cranston on him. That's a tough
A
matchup.
lot of space at the front there. The physical. There's that first break throw to Heyman. Heyman looking back at the open side.
Ooh, boy.
There's a man in the end
My.
zone for the score.
How does he do it? Are you kidding me? I would never throw in that throw. I don't know. I can't. I mean, any slower, it's teed up. Any faster, I mean, wow. Any faster, he doesn't. It gets there too quick. Wow, I don't even know what to say.
He had to just laser it in there to him, and Gilly's the right target for that kind of throw. Not going to make a mistake when you put it to him. Oof. Yeah, I mean, you know,
It's a game.
It's a game. It's a game. He had, Heyman looked up. He saw that Salmi wasn't looking at the disc, wasn't going to be able to turn and make that D, and just threw it by him.
Now, I know my wife is watching right now, so I want to give a shout out to her. So, hi, Lori, I love you, as well as my daughter, who's probably asleep, but she probably kept her up to watch because she likes to do this stuff. I'll tell you what, Lori, I'm sure, is losing her mind over this game. She wants every game to be like 20-10, so she doesn't have to be nervous. She just gets nervous no matter who's playing. So, I love you, Lori. Let's see how this game ends.
Well, you're going to make me look bad, so I love you, Marie. I got to give a shout out to my wife as well, I guess.
We'll just have to let the whole production crew say something in a minute.
We'll just pass the mic around. DC back with the disc
Ooh,
here in
ooh.
the middle. Oh, what a defensive play! My goodness!
Who is that?
I did not even see who that was.
Is it Cox?
Fantastic
It was
defensive
Jonathan
play by
Cox. You
Jonathan
could tell.
Cox.
Yeah, he just set it up so perfectly.
Oh,
Or
that
not.
is a huge play at this
Now,
moment. New
this
York
is
with
Ross,
great
right?
field position.
Ross Littauer has to make sure that the game works, that they work this right. Ooh, they got to throw it.
Ooh. Oh, it's
Oh.
a risky throw!
Oh.
Great defensive play across the middle again.
By Keegan. Look at that. Oh, man. They had such an opportunity there. And what I love about Keegan is he baited that throw, made it look open, and got the D. And that's what big players do.
Keegan was just waiting that lane. He had two guys covered at that moment. He could have laid out either way depending on where he threw it.
Perfect. Keegan's such a player.
Here's Moldenhauer with the disc. Moldenhauer moves it over to McComb. Up to Wodach. Oh, and it appears we have an injury on the field. Downfield here, right around the 50-yard line.
So now when offense has an injury, they'll stop the play. Defense has an injury, they won't. So it looks like Tom Doy down.
Tom Doy holding his hamstring maybe there. And they're going to help him off the field. Yeah, that looks like the classic hamstring strut to me.
Does it? No, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened to him there. So now, New York, if they want, gets the two subs. I don't know if they did, though.
DC back with the disc. Already managed to put
Wow.
guys in. New York did not do their subs. Oh, my goodness.
That's a
Big
shame.
mistake there from Wodach. Floating that disc up. New York gets the disc back on the sideline.
It's a shame with what you saw. Wodach and Keegan said something to each other. It's just...
Oh, my goodness. What a brain
He's not in.
catch.
He's
not
not
in
in.
the end zone.
Wow. Wait, what's the call?
Well, it looks like we may have a call down here on the sideline. That was Jesse Bronner making the throw.
Okay, so Keegan's in the ear right now. What was the call?
We got a little discussion out here going by the referees.
James Kalinsky out there, head ref of the league, fantastic ref. No, it's not a goal right now. Now, I'm pretty good with picking up the calls, but I don't know what this one is.
Yeah, it looks like the goal was called back. I think, if I'm correct, that it was a foul on the mark prior to the throw. And it looks like they've moved him all the way up to the goal line now. But he's in that tough corner.
Well, they're stomping it again.
We're going to have a little discussion here from the referees down on the field.
Now, see, here's the important thing right here, right? You don't have to score on this throw. And I hope that the New York guys, if they're talking about anything, are saying we don't need to punch it in off this throw, or else you know what you're going to do? You're going to turn it over, right? Because you're going to try and force something. So, who is that with the disc right now?
This is
it
Bronner
Kevin Terry?
with the disc
Bronner,
down-
right?
down
So
the
Bronner
court.
just needs to know, all I need to do is complete a pass. I don't need to throw a goal.
Yeah, and in this situation, you almost would rather move that disc off of that sideline, give yourself a little more space to work with.
Oh, so I see what's happening. The refs wanted the clock reset, so the clock is now back to 42 seconds. And it looks like they're going to blow the whistle here with Brawner in. I hope Brawner, uses his... Wow. Well, what am I saying? Jonathan Cox. Forget it. Just look at Jonathan Cox the whole time. What am I talking about?
They ISO'd Jonathan Cox out there in the lane, just trusted him to get open, and he did his job. Beautiful little cut there by Cox.
I'm watching Keegan and Wodach walk up the field, and they're talking, and, hopefully, I know what competitors they are. I hope they're both getting their mind focused. But look at this. Look at Cox. Back and forth. He gets Keegan to turn his head, right? So you know this. You were one of the top defenders, right? If you turn your head at the wrong time and you fall for a fake or fall for anything, you're toasted. And unfortunately, he fooled him on that one.
These guys are too quick. You can't let your hips get turned, and he just got Keegan going upfield, which is surprising to me. Keegan, a great defender. Knew the space that he had to cover.
Still hard to cover, guy. If he did throw that break, Keegan was going to dig it. It's a tough bid on Keegan. Have I said that Mazur and Faust aren't here yet? The fact that they're doing this.
New York with a 13-12 lead.
Now I got something for you. You know what? Maybe just popped in my head, and shame on me for not noticing it. Where's Kolek? Or where's Kolek?
Have not seen him in a little bit, and I wonder if it's that hamstring that we heard about in the beginning of the game that's bugging him. Is that him laying down on the sideline? There might be. But DC moving the disc anyway without him. There's a little bit of a risky throw. Oh, and 2 Ds out of that one there just to make sure it's on the ground.
Now there's 15 seconds left, and this is big because they get the disc on O on the fourth quarter, so getting a point here would be brutal.
Down to the last.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Strange turnover. He's got him.
Oh, my goodness.
Lays it out.
He's going to do it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Give me that replay.
Brent Bellinger getting the last second goal for the DC Current to tie the game up with 0.6 seconds left.
I'm not even sure what to say. They get the D. They get the big play. They're in control. He lays out. Look, it pops right up. On puts it right. Oh my
and even
goodness!
If it hadn't have popped up like that for him, he wouldn't have had that throw.
He wouldn't have had it. If it didn't pop up like that, you got to be kidding me. That was an unbelievable. Calvin Ong, unbelievable play, right? Because still, so much time to panic, so many times to do things wrong. Calvin Ong, he's been great this whole game.
He looked
Fantastic.
like he expected that just to pop up in his hands. He
well,
was
he
ready
did.
to throw it. He was just.
It's Calvin Ong. I guess he gets what he wants.
Now, is this enough time to even get a throw out of your hand here?
No. So what you do here is you pull, you have a deep pull, and you leave everybody back, and they can't pick it up in time. Actually, you don't leave everybody back. You send one or two down to just try and block the throw, but there's just not enough time to pick it up and throw it far enough if you get a full.
Now it doesn't start until they touch it, though, correct?
It doesn't start until they touch it, but I don't think they're going to throw this disc 80 yards.
Yeah, and he just does not get it off.
Yeah.
So there we are, 13-13, end of the third quarter. You said that you thought DC was starting to control this thing, but it looks like New York has some other things to say.
DC up the break most of the time. Then New York gets up the break, so they're kind of in control. Then the big thing is they had the chance right there to go up 2 breaks and get the disc in the fourth quarter. So it could have been 14-12, right? And then that play happened. So DC got a little bit of luck when they needed it, and but also they've done their thing. So I don't know who's in charge now. I felt like DC was. I don't know who is. If I had to bet, I'd still say DC's in charge, but we'll find out.
Well, we will find out when we come back. This is an incredible game. Who's going to the playoffs in the Eastern Conference? This is what it's all about tonight. We're going to come back for more exciting action in the fourth quarter right after this. And we're back. And what a game it's been so far here, Jeff. We have two teams battling to make the playoffs, keeping their postseason hopes alive. I mean, New York, they win tonight, they're in. DC needs the win to stay alive. 13-13. Serious injury to New York's star player. I mean, just the drama here is unbelievable.
First, I got to say that the view from this stadium is unbelievable. They showed it for me. I mean, you can see the entire New York skyline. It is just unbelievable. So what a great atmosphere to be playing under at this time, under the lights with this. Yes, this is crazy. This is fourth quarter. This is when the players play and big names step up, and we'll see what happens. I mean, we've been wanting to see what Keegan's going to do. Obviously, I feel fair now in saying that we were talking about Mazur missing, but I didn't even notice that Kolek is missing, and that is just as big. I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean, those are two of the best players out there. So who's going to step up for each team when their superstar's gone?
Here we go. Let's find it out. Fourth quarter is underway. New York with the disc. Getting things moving.
Bobby Gillis really doing a nice job.
I just love watching him cut. He covers so much ground, long strides, strong player. Well, that's a tough throw to make right there, but does a nice job with it.
Who's got the legs in this fourth quarter? I mean, New York looks good so far, but they're, wow.
Oh, bails him
but
out.
so does DC. They're really shutting down the cut. So,
yeah, the defensive play has been great. Kosmowitz looking. Ooh,
wow.
Plays it inside. And again, we see McBride with the disc. McBride been a big part of this last few quarters.
Now, Jake
for New York.
Herman, who just got the disc, he will run you ragged. I mean, his feet are so good. He's got such good cutting ability, and it looks like he's taking the toll on Ryan Todd there.
McBride again. Is that Ease with the disc now?
Yep, that's Ease.
Ignacio Ease.
Oh, he got stalled. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Too long with the disc. And now look at him. Now look, see? You got to focus.
Got to get back.
Calalong's going to do it. Wait, we have whistles. That's not going to count.
Oh, there's a timeout called by DC.
Oh, no.
And the DC players are dismayed.
Oh, no.
Dismayed, shrugging at their coach. But you know what? That's just something you got to just bounce right back from.
That's tough. I mean, last year I was coaching, and I did the same thing to one of my players. And you walk up to him and you say, I mean, I made a joke with my guy. I said, I just didn't want you to get on the stat sheet. But I think you gotta wave it off. It's a shame because that throw was perfect, as Calvin Long has done before, and it's a go-ahead goal on a big play, and it's a shame. So, and you know what? History would say too that they're going to turn over here, right? Like it just seems like these teams come out and kind of get rattled. So what do you think?
And I got to say, too, that, that was a good example with Ease there. Now, Ease hasn't seen a lot of time out here. Is he a recent signing for New York?
He is, and he looks really familiar. I can't place where I've seen him play before, but, I talked with their GM, Michelle Kondracki, said he's a fantastic player, isn't quite in, pro ultimate shape right now, but that he could be a difference maker here. I mean, we'll see.
Well, they're getting him some field time, getting some fitness, getting him used to this. You can see his reaction to the call. He lost his man deep because he was busy reacting to the call. It's something that you cannot afford to do in this league. There is no time.
Yeah, and look at this. They got Keegan starting with the disc. Looks like they got Cranston out there as a guy they want to hit. Who I can't blame for that. He's a fantastic target.
I mean, I would not be at all surprised to see DC take a shot here. It's the kind of thing they like to do to put the other team on their heels going forward.
We'll see.
And there it is.
You are right.
And what better target? Wodach.
Oh, what a D.
Goodness, McBride coming up big.
Oh, Wodach isn't happy about it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Rob Baker with the D there.
Wodach isn't happy about it. Yelling at Rob Baker right now, too. I think he got the disc. I mean, it looked to me like disc first if we see the replay.
Yeah, I thought it was disc first there. Both guys going up pretty evenly. Obviously hard to tell at full speed.
Yes, that's disc. That's just a fantastic play. Nice replay there. Nice camera work. and that's one of the rules here in this league. So if you get the disc first, any contact after that, unless it is very dangerous, considered very dangerous by the referees, is allowed. So disc first gets you the D.
New York.
They're really getting
now to get back
physical
into this.
now. Joe Anderson gets down to get that. I think they got to get it off that sideline, Nick.
Yeah, Anderson looking to swing it around. There it is, if they can keep the swing going. Yeah, bringing it back to that sideline. There's an up-the-line cut. Doesn't have anything. Brings it back across.
See, I hate that dump pass that goes to the open side and doesn't gain the yards. I like that dump pass. See, that gets you a break throw.
And there's Anderson with the little throw to finish it off. Anderson to Wilt.
Nice job. Nice job, New York. I think DC's got to calm down, though. They look so good when they're running their offense. They got to calm down and do what they do. They're just too good to let it slip here, and I don't think they will.
What a big play there by Rob Baker on that huck. I mean, you saw that disc go up. Great throw by Keegan.
Can we show that
going
again?
deep.
Is there a way to show that again? I would love it. I don't know if we can pull that up one more time. Well, here's the goal. When we talked about it right there, we get the dump pass. So when you throw a dump pass on the open side, you usually don't create any plays. But if you get to throw that dump pass on the break side or even with the person behind you, you get a breakthrough off. That's what they did. They got the dump pass, they get the swing, and Anderson has an easy throw.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
He doesn't even have to do anything difficult. Easy throw to an open man.
Easy throw. So it's the break side. You know, if you can work that, it's hard to be beat. So nice job.
Yeah, and of course, you know, for those of you who may be less familiar with the game, a big part of playing defense in this is creating a break side. Is creating forcing the throws to one side of the field. So we're back at it. DC receiving the pole. Moldenhauer gets it up to Keegan.
They got Keegan as their main guy now.
Yeah, they really do. Keegan moving it quickly, gets it back.
Ooh.
Got Wodach in the middle, looks him
he was
off, but gets
wide
it
open.
back to Moldenhauer. All the way across to Bobby Gordon out there right now. Keegan again.
Dulabon.
Now they get a little movement. Oh, had to go up and get that one. Oh, and
Wow.
there's the big throw.
This is a
He has
smart matchup.
Moldenhauer. This is going to be an exciting finish. Oh! Kevin Moldenhauer shows his veteran skills. Leans into the player, then drops off to the right position. Makes a beautiful catch.
I mean, Moldenhauer's a fired up guy. I'm sure he'll. Was that Van Lang? I'm sure he'll, slap him a little bit, but I know he's a fired up guy.
It looks like it came down a little bit hard on Van Lang after the catch.
It's
but
hard.
Look at him lead him in the wrong direction. Just goes up, grabs it, and gets him a little bit at the end. Nothing intentional there, but.
I mean, Van Lang did what he wanted to, but I mean, I like the choice there by Ong, right? Because you got Moldenhauer, a veteran. He's got height on him, he's got weight on him, and he knows how to read, and he's the vet. And you knew he's going to come down with it. He did everything right. And you saw how much Van Lang tried to get in there, but he just couldn't.
Yeah, Moldenhauer, just a great receiver. Has been playing this game a long time. He's seen that type of catch a dozen times, and he knows just what to do with it. So that ties it up, 14-14. We're going back and forth still here.
I mean, we both know, right? You can be, what are you? You're 5'11", almost 6 foot, right?
Right about there.
And you've skied many a player 4 or 5 inches taller than you because you know how to get the angle on it. So, and that's what Moldenhauer did.
So it's all about reading or being literate, as we like to say. And New York here with the disc ate up a lot of ground there right off the pole.
Oh boy.
A little nervy there. Gillies is able to handle it. Moving the disc a little back and forth.
You just get the feeling that one drop or one mistake is really going to define this.
Looks like we had a pick call downfield.
Yeah, got the
Gonna
pick
move the
call
disc back.
downfield. So it's like, don't do it now. Don't get your drop now. Got to be steady.
Kevin Terry flips a little something over the top.
Goodness, that's.
Oh
my Lord! Who is that?
Who else is that?
Oh, it's Dan Cantor, of course. My goodness.
Didn't we watch him at halftime? We knew who that was.
Ah, fantastic.
Cantor,
what a
the
play.
great D. DC moving the disc. Cantor
He's got
gets
Chip
it.
Cobb.
Cantor's got Cobb.
Is it going to hang? It's got to hang a long time. Ooh.
It hung a little bit, but not long enough for Cobb to track it down.
Cobb's got. I'm going to say I really like that. You gotta. it's tough too because Coach talked about how he wanted him to be relaxed, but they're so good. And there's the layout D. Look at that.
Cantor is just he's obviously athletic, fast,
very athletic.
but at the same time he also knows where to put himself. That's just one of those Ds that you earn with your legs.
Yeah, I mean, fast only gets you Ds for so long. Fast doesn't get you Ds anymore here. You have to be smart enough to create it, and he can do it.
And New York back at work again, trying to gain back that yardage they gave up in that turnover.
Ooh.
Looks deep, it holsters it.
Now Hermans doesn't usually throw it deep. What's he got here? Ryan Todd! Oh, my!
Ryan Todd with a big bit across the middle. And
Now, I'll tell you why that's the smartest timeout they've taken yet. Nawade, not very good thrower. He knows it. He just wants to get the disc and hit the dump, do something short. He's caught on the sideline. He makes a mistake here. They're tied up with 5 minutes left, and it's brutal. So what does he do? He resets the stall count. He gets a new player in there with a disc who's a handler. Brilliant move. Nice job. The only thing I don't like about it is you got no timeouts left. But, it's the time to burn it.
Yeah, I mean, that timeout thing is definitely going to come up with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. We're tied 14-14. You got to use those timeouts wisely, and I'm going to agree with you. I think this was a smart choice here. Let's just see what they can do out of it. The choice is only as good as the result.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we just get to sit up here and pick apart whatever every decision makes, right? So we'll tell them whether it was brilliant or foolish after they tap it back in. But again, though, either way, it's the good choice. It's the right thing to do. What's interesting though is how's DC use their last timeout, right? So that's what's interesting.
It's interesting to see how DC uses this one. We've seen them bringing in some more of their defensive players. Delrico Johnson on the field, always dangerous downfield.
Now, who do they have on the mark right there? They got Eric Salmi on the mark. Let's see what type of mark he puts on. So it looks like he's going to try and trap him to the sideline, as we'll see. So really forcing him to throw up the field right here, which I never liked them. I really liked the mark that was right in front of the guy making him throw the dump, but I guess we'll see. See if it works.
Forces him to dump around, throws a big, dangerous dump pass around. And we got a little
the foul
call there. Kevin Terry going up well to get that disc.
No, we got an injury over here. I thought we had the foul, but
another New
tell me
York
it's not
player
Heyman.
Down.
It is Heyman.
It's Heyman. It may be that knee. New York is just
Man, they have such great fans here. Those fans love them.
Right.
So everybody you thought mattered, or you knew mattered, is banged up on New York right now. We got Kolick banged up on.
Oh,
they threw over. The disc wasn't in, so they're going to get a penalty on that.
Got to wait for that whistle to bring the disc back in. They were waiting
wasn't
for
even
Heyman
off
to
the
get
field
off the
yet.
field.
That's a bad movement. Terry has to be in touch with. He's got to know the referee. He's got to look at the referee. He's got to know when the whistle's in. Now he just got his team penalized with 4:38 left, and the game's tied. That's a bad mistake. So we'll see what they do.
So Terry with the disc here. Just it's a mental error. You got to recover from those. Makes a nice give and go. Gets it back. Looking downfield. Finds Anderson. Anderson looking around. Throws the big around.
That's a brilliant throw by
Back
Anderson.
to Terry. Yeah, just floats it out there where only Terry can get to it. Gillies finds himself some open space in the middle. To Anderson. Anderson looking to the end zone. Hasn't got it. Oh, and finds someone at the near post.
Jake Herman. Jake Herman scores goals.
Little stutter step delay there, and then just goes hard to that near post.
Jake Herman, one of the quirkiest guys in the league, if you've ever met him. He'll tell you a joke and he'll start laughing sometimes, and maybe you won't start laughing. But if you look right here, he won't stop cutting when he's in the end zone. You look, he's going to go full speed. He gets his body in front. Anderson sees him. I'll tell you right there, if Anderson didn't throw it, Herman would have just hit the brakes, gone right back the other way, and he wouldn't have stopped. So he's going to score in the end zone a lot.
New York fans excited to see their team go up by a point here with 4:09 left in the fourth quarter.
She was terrifying. She was really excited.
That was very excited. I feel like I need to be that excited more often in my life. I don't know where I've lost.
Well, it's the kids, right? The kids, they get to be excited, and you just
I have a couple kids now, and they kind of bleed that excitement out of you a little bit. No, I love my children.
Oh, I know you love them, but let's be honest. We both know kids will drain you
All right, DC, back to work. Down a point here in the fourth quarter. Need this one.
Oh, right on the side. Oh, I thought he stepped out.
Oh, man, so did I. Ong moves the disc to Keegan. The official was right there, though.
Wow, he puts it out there. He wants the hero throw to Schaffner.
Schaffner goes up huge.
I don't think he's in, though.
Catch, not in. Now here's where he needs to calm down.
He's gotten fouled 3 times there.
Oh, my goodness.
That's Dulaban. Nice job, Dulaban.
That's how you go to a disc, says Dulaban. That's
Nice
how
job.
you go to the disc.
Nice job, Dulaban, number 20. Let's see that again on replay. I'm such a huge fan of Rob Dulaban. He's just an incredible athlete.
I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Schaffner in that situation. It would have been very easy to stay under that disc, to wait for it to come down, but instead he goes up aggressively.
Hey, look, you have 2 down there, right? And Moldauer chooses to peel off and let Schaffner go up and get it, and he gets it up beautifully.
Yeah, just outside.
And look here,
the
he gets a little physical. Actually, he really doesn't foul him that much.
Yeah, just a little bit of physical play on that mark. You know,
And the Van Lang, oh man, Van Lang had a shot. Are you kidding me? Wow.
I feel like this entire year Van Lang is the almost the player of the year. He has been close to so many this year, to so many big ones. He does get his fair share. Let's not take that away from him. But
I mean, he's a great player. It's just unfortunately he's going up against Rob Dulaban. So, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's Have you seen Rob Dulaban walk around? He's like 6'2". He's, again, all muscle. He's fast. He can jump out of the freaking stadium. I mean, what are you going to do?
And he goes to that disc very hard. And we have Anderson tracking down the disc. He's got a man. Oh, he looked like
it's a
he was
partial
gonna let it
block. Nice job by Herman.
go. With a little shoestring tackle there to finish it off.
I would have thought he would have gotten that, but... Oh, boy. Oh.
A little nervy here from New York. Got
It
to
just
settle
seems
it
like
down.
they're just a poached D away, right? Look at Herman. Herman's got the wheels for this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Herman has the legs
And
to step up
Cranston,
here and
too.
do what you need in the fourth
Just
quarter.
watching Cranston out there in the field, he is running, man. I mean, boy, he can play D. Oh, no.
My goodness. Big
That's the mental
unfortunate
mistake. Now, what
drop
they
there
can't-
from Terry. Now you got to be on defense.
Now, look, Cantor's got Webster McBride on him. That's big.
Todd with the disc. Oh, that looked like a possible foul call there. Looks like he got it. Anderson trying to lay out around him, just didn't have enough room to get around, put a hand on his back. The fans aren't happy about it, but I think it was probably the right call.
Stops the clock with the timeout. So this is where they choose to use their timeout. So middle of the field, 45-yard line, 43-yard line. So here's my philosophy on timeouts, right? You get 4 timeouts in a game. If you can call all 4 timeouts on defense and score, you essentially, and what I mean is you pull the disc, right? Then you got a turnover, then you call your timeout, and you get the break. Essentially, you get 4 breaks off timeouts. You're probably going to win the game. So that's where you want to call timeout. You want to get a D, get a block, call timeout, score, and that's the name of the game. That's what you want to try to do. Now, you get forced to use them on offense when things aren't going right. So right here, they get a block, right? Kevin Terry makes a mistake. Now they call a timeout. Now they put the offense in. This gets them the break. This is big.
It was a very, very big moment. 15-15 right now with 2:36 left. I mean, every point counts. Every throw counts. Every catch counts. We are right down to the end of it here.
Of course, we have Keegan out there, and he's been their man. They gave the helm to him, right? Said, lead us to victory.
Keegan with the disc, getting set up for whatever play they've put together out of this timeout. Last time they did this, they went deep almost immediately to Wodach.
We're in the fourth quarter. We know the scoreboard doesn't have it up there, so we're in the fourth quarter right now.
Keegan with the big throw around. Finds Wodach, then goes to get it right back. Oof.
He's really had trouble.
Wodach's throws have been letting him down a little bit today, but his teammates have been, for the most part, able to bail him out. You really want him downfield. Oh,
wow.
My goodness. I didn't even know where that throw was going, and I was watching it the whole time. Wodach gets the disc back. Looking downfield. Makes a nice little crisp dump. Big swings from DC right now. Pretty effective in spreading that field out. Allen gets it back.
And New York just doesn't look like they're playing the tight enough
Finds
defense.
Keegan. Keegan knocked down, but has an open man for the point.
Look at Keegan
Oh
on the
my
ground.
goodness. Schaffner pulling it in to put this DC team up a point with 1:55 to go.
Big. Very, very big. I mean, Keegan again. So we talked about this, right? Step up Keegan. And here he is in the fourth quarter, and he's making the throws. That throw was on a dime. It was perfect. I mean, they're in control. So the big thing is, now, DC's here. Can they go put a ton of pressure on him? Because, Kevin Terry had just a drop. It's okay. Is he going to get his mind right? Is DC going to put a pressure on him? And let's see what happens. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah, here's this throw now from Keegan. Knocked down.
Look at that.
And just lays it out perfectly. What a beautiful throw.
And I didn't see the back doors, but I think he drawed the foul too. So he was pretty good. And there's the kid who has 10 times better moves than me, which I'm not sure what that means. Look at him. He's got both fists out there at the same time.
This New York crowd is pushing hard for their team. They want to see the game where they buy their bid into the playoffs.
They do.
They don't want them going and getting it somewhere else. They want to see it live and in person right here in the Eagles' Nest where they've played this amazing season they've played so far.
Heyman's still out there. So remember, he walked off hurt.
Yeah, came
He's
back
out there.
out.
Oh, boy.
Terry puts it up. He's got a man wide open. And there it is to tie it up.
To who else?
1:41 left.
To who else? Kuzmowicz.
Kuzmowicz with a big cut deep, and that was Terry with the throw, wasn't it? Getting right back on the horse.
Very, very pleased with that amount of confidence. I mean, that's why he's a pro, right? That's why he's that type of guy. He makes a bad mistake the point before, and he doesn't get shy, doesn't do anything crazy, and puts it right in his lap. It's beautiful.
Beautiful throw, and Mazer up, hopping up and down on 1 foot on the sideline. I can see him down here in front of me.
Mazer's such a great player.
So
such a great teammate. I really hope he's okay. Kolek too. I mean, Kolek, I've enjoyed watching him play. I've watched every game. He moves so quickly. I don't know what it is. I think we heard a hamstring with him, right?
Yeah, the only
really
guess I
hope
can
he's okay.
have is that hamstring injury that he brought into this game. And then we see Mazer hopping around. The hamstring injury he brought into this game has just acted up on him.
They got to heal him
I have to
up.
assume.
Coach Q pumping up the crowd.
All right, so we're all tied up at 16s. Just 1:35 left. DC with the disc. Loda looking
he's
upfield.
loud here.
Got to make a dump. Ooh, a little dangerous into traffic.
Oh, they don't call that. Letting him play a bit.
Bellinger gets the disc around to Ong.
It's loud here.
Ong out to Moldenhauer. This crowd is really pushing their New York defense on.
Yeah, here's where you really want to shut down the dump and make every throw hard. We'll see. They try something risky.
Oh my goodness, that was a risky throw.
So
New York
Lucas
able to
Murphy. Does
Lucas
Lucas Murphy lead him? 1 minute left, fourth quarter.
There's Anderson getting the disc out in the flat. We're under a minute now, folks. Tie game. New York with the disc.
Oh
There's
boy.
a big throw. He's
Oh
looking
boy.
for the end zone. We got a couple people down there. Oh, and there's a big defensive play. Oh my goodness. Schaffner
Schaffner.
coming up big on both sides of the disc. So excited. We got
34 seconds left.
34 seconds remaining. Keegan with the disc on the goal line. Disc is in.
Who's got the nerves of steel right here? Who's
That's
got
what
it?
it's about.
Oh,
he's going to put it deep. And he's got a good target
This
out
is
there.
Rob Baker Rodech too. They're both going up. He's got him wide open. He's got him wide open.
He throws it into the ground.
Oh my goodness. They got to work. They only got 12 seconds.
Do we have the foul? It looks like we may. A little discussion.
Look, he's not working it. There's no stoppage. What's he doing? Oh,
No
he
stoppage
is.
on the turn. That's it. And
I
time is
guess he
just going
wants
to
to
run
do
out.
it. Because that's what he wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to overtime here in New York. And the referees are going to get together and have a little bit of a discussion about it.
Right? There's no stoppage on a turn. It's only out of bounds and fouls. Out of bounds and fouls is it.
Oh. The referees are gathering around. I think we may have someone enacting the spirit rule here for a foul on that throw.
I have no idea.
It looked like there was some discussion over it.
I mean, you can't. I don't know if you can create the call right there via the rules. This is something I have to ask James about to get the full clarification of how you can do this, if that's so. But I mean, I don't think it was a foul. You? Can we get the replay on it?
Well, having James Kalinsky out there, you know, is a big thing right now, right? We have
he knows everything.
We have our head referee out on the field, working his way through this.
Well, we got the discussion. I mean, we got zeros on the clock. It's 16-16. Let's see what happens. I'll tell you what. Wodach comes down with the disc with, what was it, 10 seconds left. Here it is. Comes down with it. And, oh, man. So I guess, is Baker saying that he hit his hands, or
I don't
they
know.
call it?
I did not see the foul call there. But it did look like Wodach was trying to convince him that was the case. And, of course, we have, you know, this rule in the book that does allow a player to overturn a call that goes against them.
Right.
So that, you know.
Does it allow him to create the call, though? I mean, it's funny. I'm the commissioner sitting here, and I think I should probably know this one. But this is so intricate in the rules that I'm not exactly sure about it. I have to talk with James about it. I don't think you can create the call, but we're going to find out. And you know what? I'll be sure to talk with James about this. I mean, let's look at this again. Disc is going deep. Rob Baker versus Wodach 2. Look at Wodach stand his ground, gets the disc. Now, does he get his hand right here? I don't know why he doesn't throw the flick and step out right there. That would have been the throw.
I just don't see the foul there if that's what they're discussing.
Does Wilkes get him? I don't see it.
They're walking back up here to midfield. We're trying to get a read on what's happening. It looks like we are going to overtime here, folks.
Yes, that's what we just heard. We're in overtime.
So we managed to work our way through the play. You know, I'm sure that's going to be a bit of a moment in the game that's going to have some discussion taking place afterward for sure.
I'm happy that's what happened, though, because that's what I want to see. Like, I mean, just from the way this game should end. I don't know if he got fouled right there, but either way, you know, I think Wodach could have made it play really easy by stepping out and throwing that flick, and I think he gets a goal. But he tried a tougher throw, and you know, it was big time contested. So I think this game should go to overtime.
As big a game as Wodach has had all day, his throws have been the one thing that's let him down a little bit. Yeah. It's a great catch there, great read.
Because it's his third turnover, it's a shame.
And then he just background. I'm a little biased in these cases, but you know, and like you said, there was an easier throw to be made there. There was time left on the clock. It was an unnecessary hurrying of that throw.
So we're 5 minutes of overtime. So the rules here are, it's not sudden death or anything. This is a 5-minute quarter, same rules, everything. They're going to get one timeout each, and whoever's winning at the end of this period wins. Now, if they're tied again, they'll do another overtime with the same rules. If it's tied again after that, they would go to a sudden death. That means whoever scores first. So what do you think?
I mean, I think it's going to be exciting. But we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll come back in just a minute, bring you overtime here in this incredibly exciting game between the New York Rumble and the DC Current on MLU Live. And we're back. 16-16. Going to overtime. New York looking to clinch their playoff bid. DC looking to keep their hopes alive. It just does not get any more exciting than this. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Eastern Conference. Playoffs on the line. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I love it. And, you know, one thing that makes me happy is that we don't have Don Boyle today, who we both know is the voice of Ultimate. We love him, right? But he doesn't get to see this game, so this is what he deserves for putting us up here, right? So we get to see this incredible game.
Oh, man, we're gonna have a very sad Don Boyle on our hands.
So we talk about that one thing. Who uses their timeout best in this overtime? We'll find out. I think the person who used their timeout, the team that used their timeout the best, wins.
New York receiving, moving the disc up the field.
Oh, he's wide open. Got to get it to him. Oh. Yep. I saw
McBride in a little bit of trouble. Manages to get rid of it just at the last second. Terry with it now. Terry looking up the field. DC came out with some tough defense here right off the bat.
Really. But they fight through it.
They fight through it. Keep moving the disc. Anderson gets it in the middle of the field. Back out to Terry.
Kevin Terry got another gem in him.
Terry's isolated right now.
Herman wide open. Wow.
Herman,
great
though, makes
cut.
a great cut. Herman with the disc. Terry slips. Still gets the disc to him. Terry. Oh, it looks like
Now
we
we
have
got
Anderson
Anderson.
down. My goodness.
Man, I swear they're like going right down the pecking order of their
York.
top players.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but
Is that
one
a
of
cramp? That's a cramp, right?
that looks like it may just be a cramp. One of the things I've noticed about the New York team is that they do play a pretty tight rotation of players. And I think, we're going to start to see some of that fatigue set in here in these overtime periods, and it's really going to come down to fitness. All these guys are working hard, but we have a lot of nagging injuries out there. It's late in the season. It's going to be about fitness. Looks like Gillies came in for Anderson there.
It's a good replacement.
Terry going to get rid of the disc. Dangerous throw. It throws it away up the sideline. DC with the turnover.
Well, Keegan jumps right on it.
Got to move the disc off that sideline, which he does. Disc is up the field. Back to Neely. Neely, risky throw, big catch out there.
He got the foul on it, though. I saw the hand up, so.
He got the foul. Okay, so the referees are allowed to make a foul call and allow continuation.
Yep.
Which they did just there, but Wodach,
Oh, he's got him shut.
opportunity to look good. So out here on the outside.
Oh,
Oh,
my
defensive
Lord.
play.
Are you kidding me? Jonathan Cox is unbelievable. And then Ryan Todd, I can't even finish the call, and Ryan Todd's got it. He's going to put it.
He's got
He's gonna put it down to him.
Give it to Todd. Todd running it down. He's got room. He jumps.
He gets it. What a play. What a play, what a play, what a play. Oh, my. Jonathan.
Bookends by Ryan Todd there. Gets the D. Rewarded with the throwback. Looked like he jumped a little early.
He did. He jumped
Still
early.
managed to come down with it.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Todd's such a veteran. I mean, you look at Jonathan Cox. First of all, he got that D without even laying it out. He just ran by the guy. That's how fast Jonathan Cox is. And then look at this. Keegan does the right thing. He picks it up. He throws it to the guy who just got it. He rewards him. And look at that. Oh, Lucas Murphy swipes and can't get it. And Ryan Todd is fired up.
Lucas Murphy just can't quite stay with Ryan Todd there. Ryan Todd,
Look at
as
that.
we said, veteran, fast.
Look at you see Kevin Terry on his knees right there. I mean, he's tired.
Kevin Terry's breathing hard out there. It's all about who can push through this.
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
DC leading 17-16. We have 3 minutes and 18 seconds left here in this first overtime period.
Boy, this is exciting. This is crazy.
There's the pull. High floater. New York with the disc. DC got down well on defense that time, putting a lot of pressure on. That's a nice little break throw around to Gillies.
I like how Gillies just took shoulder to know where his defender was and came down with it easy.
Got it out to Terry. Terry with a nice around.
There's Kuzmowicz.
Kuzmowicz with the disc. Bosco.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Huge mistake. He's got to go. They're going to put it.
Wow, that disc just hung on his hand there a little bit. Gave it right back to DC. New York on the ropes. Oh!
He did it. He called the timeout. He called the timeout. I was just about to tell you, Nick, if he calls that timeout before. And he did it.
It looks like...
Did he? Did he get the timeout?
There's a little bit of a discussion here. It looks like there was a timeout called. The question here is if that timeout was called before or after that
Brilliant.
throw.
He did it.
Before the throw. Gets it in just in time to bail Delrico Johnson out of a pretty bad drop.
You know, we talked about it, right? It's using your timeout to get a break. And Moldenauer does it perfectly. Bravo. Fantastic. Nice job, Coach.
Oh, I tell you what. Getting in this overtime period, feeling my nerves are on edge. I'm not down on the field. I don't know. I don't have anything like steak out there, and I'm
going to need. What's the opposite of coffee? We're both going to need
Scotch.
Right. We got to drive home to Philadelphia though. So
yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
It's a long drink for. There's a long ride for a short drink, I guess. Or a short drink for. I don't know what it is. So what do you think? What's Moldenauer calling? What play is he calling here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen him have a lot of success looking for that first break throw coming off of this. Something that you were talking about earlier. If you can get that early break off, then you can move that flow down the opposite side of the field. You know, I think that the bigger thing, you know, is the reset. Getting your offense back out on the field, taking advantage of the timeout the best you can.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what.
Patience is important.
I got to bet. Who knows I'm right. I see Calvin Ong way over here towards that sideline. I think his defender makes a mistake in this disc. I think Schaffner's coming in and Ong's going deep. I guess we'll find out. And I know Keegan wants to make a big throw.
You know he does. Keegan holding the disc right now.
And right now it looks like, who is that coming in? Bronner doesn't look like he's playing him right.
Schaffner with a nice cut there. Moves across to Moldenhauer.
There's still a lot of time left.
Little risky over on this sideline.
Wow, what a play. Schaffner fires it.
Oh my goodness, he got a lot of that one. Is it going to stay in? Oh, he manages to
does
the
it!
back line. There's Keegan coming up big for his team in overtime.
Keegan. Oh man, he's just such a star.
Ooh,
Unbelievable athlete. Could do whatever he wants with the disc, and then when the game counted, we've just said it so much. We need Keegan, right? They need Keegan, and he makes that play. And you know what? I thought, and I was afraid, he was going to try the greatest right there, and it was going to get too tricky. But instead, he focuses, stays calm. Look at this. Of course, that's fired out of a cannon by Schaffner. Blocks out his defender. One. Well, it doesn't matter if you get two, and he puts that one in perfect. Fantastic work, Sean Keegan.
Just exactly what the doctor ordered for DC there. Really kind of quieted this New York crowd down. Big moment here. Down 18-16, 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Not out of it by any means, but you need to come down, decisive, score a quick goal.
They need to do the same thing that DC just did. They need to go down, score with their offense, go get a D, burn the timeout, get the break back. And that's a tall order right here. Look at the defensive line that they got to go up against. They got Hazara out there. They have Cranston. They have Cantor. This is a tall order.
Delrico
Johnson. Uh-oh.
A little bit of a risky throw. He's got a guy, though. Oh, that's a big floaty throw.
Can they bail him out?
He's got a nice box out going. Oh, Delrico Johnson, I believe, reaching over the back and getting a D on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the wrong guy. Again, it seems like they put the perfect defensive line out. Now, they don't have the timeout here, so if their defense is going to do something, they're going to have to play some good offense right here.
Ryan Todd with the disc, looking downfield, makes a nice little throw up the line. Continuation up to Cantor. Cantor looks across.
Oh, what a nice throw in the middle of the field. That takes off all the pressure.
Back to Todd. Works it over all the way to the other side.
They look tired. It's a big hammer.
Hammer from Hazara, and it is going to work.
It's going to work.
Oh, my goodness. David Cranston reels it in. And that is a celebration of knowing you may have just kept your season hopes alive.
I think he sealed it. I mean, I don't see how they're gonna get this back unless they get really focused on how to do that, which is you literally have to march down the field in 35 seconds, score. Then you have to go get a break in 35 seconds. Then you got to go get another break in 35 seconds. I mean, it's a tall order. Now, the one thing if you're going to do that, let's forget this. Let's say they score here. They got to shut down every pass. So you can't shut down. Or not shut down the dumps. If they have the dump open, that's wasting too much time. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tall order, but
this New York team has fought a hard game. This is a tall order, but I'm positive that they're not ready to call it quits just yet.
They're certainly not going to call it quits.
Here's the pull from DC.
Oh right, they got another big, fast, strong line out there. They're not messing around. They know they got to win this.
Big pull to Terry. He gets it up. Got to put it. There it is.
It's Rob Baker again.
Float a little bit for Baker. Can he get the read? Oh, no, he can't. Fine defensive play there.
You just got to drain the clock. That's what they're going to do.
Just a minute remaining. DC's going to take their time picking up this disc and bringing it back into play. And oh my goodness, what a game tonight, Jeff. This DC team proved that they have the legs, proved they have what it takes to win the game in the end. Got to give credit to Keegan, stepping up big for his team.
Yeah, I mean, well deserved. I mean, we talk so much about New York missing Faust and Mazur, and yes, it's huge. But I mean, DC's out here without superstar Alan Kolek. So, both teams overcame adversity, but it looks like DC was the one who overcame it the most. It's a great play, and I only could wish it mattered. But I just don't think they have the time to do it. They literally have to get this pull out there and get an immediate turn. They got to do it twice in a row, and then score, and then do that twice in a row. So
with 25 seconds left, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But
I mean, the one play that we haven't seen a lot that is viable is the roller out of bounds to the double team. And I don't know if they have that in their arsenal, but that's what I would do right here. I'd roll it out of bounds. I'd put a double team in. If I got the turn, I'd call an immediate timeout. I'd throw the Hail Mary, and I'd try to do it again. I mean, there's just, what else can you do? You got 25 seconds.
That's the only choice, really, as far as I can see it right now. And, Coach Q out there talking to his team, giving them instructions, trying to see if they can pull out some magic here in these remaining seconds. But it would literally take a miracle.
I love looking down the sideline, and I see Mazur standing up, and I see Kolek standing up. They just don't give up.
A roller right there.
The unfortunate thing is you got to roll it out to the 50 because you give too much time. So you basically give away half the field, but you get for a turn, or you bid for a turn, but it's just too late.
And there's a last. Wodach wants to carve one more turnover into his stat sheet apparently, but that'll be it for tonight.
That's gonna end it. Nice job, DC. What a game.
Coming up to New York on the ropes. A loss ends their season more or less. They come in and they get a huge win in overtime. Just an incredible performance.
And Moldnauer and Smolinski, two coaches, did their thing. They were fantastic. So, I mean, bravo.
Bravo. All right. That wraps it at 17 for New York, 19 for DC. Coming out with the win here in overtime. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come right back with a few more comments on this game. And we are back here at Eagles Nest Stadium, where we have just seen an incredible game tonight, have we not, Jeff?
I need to go to sleep. I'm drained. Yeah, I mean, we watched two teams that were fighting for a playoff spot. I think the only difference maybe was DC had their backs up against the wall, and they pulled it out in the end, and they're incredible.
Incredible work there, and right now I believe we have Britt down on the sideline with a victorious Keegan.
Sean, you've stepped it up in overtime. Your team really made it happen. What was the difference between that and the rest of the game?
I mean, we were a little frustrated with some of the turnovers we had early on, and we've talked all season about putting together a complete game. And we worked at practice. We worked last week at doing that, and we just came out fired up to put one together. And thankfully, we were able to do it.
Now, how do you feel about keeping your playoff dreams alive?
I mean, it's exciting. It's something we expected, but we just lived to fight another day. We knew this game was do or die, and if we lost, we go home and have to finish up the season with nothing to play for. So it's exciting to live another week, and hopefully we can do it again next week.
You guys did great.
Thanks so much. Yep. Happy birthday, Mrs. Cantor.
Back to you, Nick.
Thank you very much, Britt. And that is just a confident and happy Sean Keegan there.
Did he say happy birthday, Mrs. Cantor? So we'll say it. Happy birthday, Mrs. Cantor.
I'm not going to sing it, but I'll say it. Happy birthday, Mrs. Cantor.
Right. Your son played one heck of a game. So Keegan, who the ladies love, all the guys want to play like him, right? All the ladies like to talk to him because he's a handsome fellow, shall we say? But he just did exactly what we talked about, right? He just came up big at the end of the game, and I'm proud of him. It was fun to watch. It was just he was exhilarating. So beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, just a fantastic game. And I think going into the end of the season, what we're seeing right now is just such an exciting thing happening in this Eastern Conference. Both New York and D.C. still in this thing. Got a big makeup game to play on the 23rd. Huge game down there in D.C.
Probably
if you live in D.C., go see that game.
It's going to be epic, right?
Epic. It is going to be epic. And, we just we have the end of the season just culminating in such an exciting fashion. And both these teams still on it. Not taking anything away from New York tonight. Hopefully some of those players are able to come back for them that we saw go down. Want to see Mazur come back. I think Anderson was a cramping situation. I hope. You'd like to see Heyman get more, a little more healthy. But, they are a very dangerous team and still very much in the playoff hunt themselves, even with this loss.
I mean, it leaves everybody alive right now, right? And it's interesting to see how teams choose to play against Boston if maybe they rest players to go into the big battle with the other guys. So we'll see. It leaves everybody open, though.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on MLU Live. Very exciting game with the DC Current coming out ahead 19-17 over the New York Rumble. And we'll see you again next week right here on MLU Live.